Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm here today with Jake from Pulp Mortem. Hey Jake, how's it going?
Howdy. Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man. So you surviving the winter storm over there in Denton,
No,
Texas?
no, I don't know. I haven't been outside in 5 days. I'm scared. I keep hearing sounds and people screaming and like roving ice biker gangs and things. But yeah, I think
You ready to move in the train there for to go the last group that are surviving in Snowpiercer there? Well,
Yeah.
today we're here to talk about science fiction movies, not books, for a change for Jake. So that'll give him a little.
Yeah.
I talk about them often on the live. Talk about movies, but on live streams. But Jake doesn't get a chance to do that as much as he might like. So
And I do watch some movies sometimes.
Well, and a lot of our movies will not be super recent because there's not a lot of good movies super recently, I would say, but in my opinion anyway, for science fiction. But I have a couple from this current century on my list. So
The current century.
most of them are last century, but
Do you have one that came out within the last 2 years from your neck of the woods over there? I don't want to give it away if you have one.
I do not. My most recent is 2013.
Because it's not underrated. It's very much appreciated. But Godzilla -1 is probably the best movie to come out within the last 10 years.
Yeah, that is, and the special effects for the budget they had just blew everybody's socks off. Yeah. They were just jumping up and down over here, the filmmakers or the special effects crew, when they won the Oscar for that. That was really fun to see. Because it's not average Japanese movie these days. I love Japanese movies from like usually 60s, 70s. They're really beautifully filmed, and Zatoichi movies and Kurosawa and stuff. But the recent ones are quite cheap. They don't have a lot of money to throw at them. But what they accomplished in that movie for the money was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
plus, it had a good story. A Godzilla movie with a good story.
I know. What's going on? Plus, I watched it twice in theaters. Once normal, and then when it came out in black and white.
Oh, they did a black and white version? I wasn't aware.
Godzilla -1 minus color, like a few months later. And I went back and saw it. And yeah, I was the only person in the theater, and I didn't care. It was great.
That's a great feeling to be the only person in the theater. I've had that a few times. All right, well, we got a few people here. Big name like you, Jake, is pulling in the people. So we got Eriko is here. This is going to be awesome. It might be a step beyond science fiction. Okay. And we have Chadwick. I just did a live chat with Chadwick last weekend about 70s, creepy 70s made-for-TV movies. Hey, Chadwick.
Ooh, I got to go back and watch that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Let's see. And underrated sci-fi movies. Yay, Rob, how you doing? Finally,
Star Crash.
Someone doing Star Crash. Well, I'm afraid it's not on my list, Rob.
I forgot to put it on my list now.
Okay, let's see. It's hard to keep up all the comments that are coming in here. Holy cow. Okay, what do we got? I'm not used to these many comments all at once. Okay, agreed.
Don't panic.
Oh, hey, John.
Hey.
I'm guessing this is John. I'm hoping for a good word for the Night of the Lepus. There's no good words for that movie, I'm afraid. Do you know that one, Jake? The giant rabbits? Or not the giant rabbits.
Oh, yeah.
With Peter Graves. I don't know if it's giant or if they were just big, but many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Glock, Marcus here.
Yo.
Food of the Gods, Empire of the Ants from Burt I. Gordon. Yes, Mr. Big, as he was sometimes called, right? Night of the Lepus or Lepus, I'm not sure. Okay. That man was a god. Time after time, that's one that slipped my mind. That's very good. Favorite underrated movie.
We didn't talk about this, but we do have some. I have some honorable mentions. Maybe when we get closer to the end, we can start cranking some.
Yeah, I didn't. That's smart. I didn't prepare any honorable mentions, but I'll try to come up with a few. I'm glad you did. Let's see. We got. Here we go. What up, boys? Tim. Hey, Tim. How you doing?
Look at all those Z's. Tim is so cool.
Timmy N. Okay. Woof Tim. All right. Godzilla -1 is terrific. Saw 3 times on the big screen. Yeah. Enemy Mine is very good choice, Richard. Hi, Richard.
That's a good choice,
I
Richard.
didn't put it on my list, but that's a good one. It's a lot like, weren't you talking about, Jake, The Cycle of Fire, the Hal Clement?
By Hal Clement, yeah, that is pretty much Enemy Mine. I think they totally ripped it off, and then that book was so good, and then it just turned to absolute trash. So,
yeah, I remember your review. That was awesome.
Oh, so good.
Excuse me. Well, all right. Well, why don't we start with Jake's first choice? So let me get it up here, Jake.
And before we do,
yeah,
we talked about potentially having spoilers, because some of these we're going to want to get into the spoilers. So if we do, Roger will let the viewers know. So Roger will pop up so you can mute it. If it's like, oh, I don't want to hear about this, I don't want to hear, I'm about to watch this movie, you can pause. And when Roger's up here, you can spoil it or mute it. And then when Roger goes away, you can unmute. So
we're just looking out for you guys. Great idea. Because every once in a while, we'll have to get into spoilers probably to discuss these. Yeah. So,
and the budget of this live stream is outrageous.
Yes, we've already broken any monetization increments that we've received. I haven't yet, of course, but I'm guessing you have a little bit there, Jake. So, a couple of dollars for a small Roger head or a large Roger head is good use of the money. I like the spooky spoiler sign. Yeah. You guys can afford Roger? Yeah, well, he doesn't come cheap, so we blew our budget on him.
Yeah, it blew the budget big time. Plus, I have there's some lien on my soul now or something like that. I had to sign a bunch of stuff in blood, but it was weird.
Yeah. I wonder if Michael Gavon was a co-signer. But anyway, well, let's get started. So we'll go from reverse order. Jake's number 10 is...
Yes, this is Titan AE. Now, I'm only 21 years old, and so mine won't go back as far as Jeff's. Maybe I'm only 18. I can't remember how old I am now.
28.
28. Now, I wish. Titan AE, I remember seeing this. This came out in 2000. It's a Don Bluth movie, and I remember renting this from the video store because that used to be a thing, and then being horribly disappointed that it was a cartoon. Because if you look at the cover, it's not entirely obvious it's a cartoon. But like I said, it's a Don Bluth movie, came out in 2000. It's a direct screenplay by Joss Whedon. And it's surprising. And I rewatched this last night.
Oh, wow.
It's competent. Basically, it's a space opera. You take elements from every space opera story and smash them together. This is what you're going to get. It's Titan AE. But it's actually really beautiful and a lot of care because all of the it's just like I said, hand-drawn animation, which I love. But all the backgrounds,
computer backgrounds, right?
All the backgrounds are computer generated, all of them. And it's so that as a result, and it's always, CGI has always been expensive. In this case, it was outrageous. At the time, this cost $100 million.
Wow.
They released around the same time as Emperor's New Groove, so they got obliterated. But because don't go up against Emperor's New Groove, you're gonna die. But it's weird because tonally it's a very strange movie, and so it was really panned by all the critics. Nobody liked it because tonally, it's an animation with typical Don Bluth style animation, but it's more of a older teen style movie. It's dark.
I was thinking it was fairly adult, right? I mean, it's serious. Yeah,
there's some sensual themes there. There's a lot of some violent kills. The overall tone is real bleak, but there's visually, I think there's just so much happening. Some of the backgrounds, some of the alien worlds are so imaginative and beautiful. And the funny thing is, 2000 CG looks bad. It looks dated. But when it's juxtaposed with that hand-drawn animation, it still works.
Yeah.
And, is it a great movie? No, but it's a good movie, and it doesn't deserve to completely have ruined an entire studio, which it did.
Yeah. I think it was the third and final animation from Don Bluth Studios. Is that right? And then it was the nail, the final nail in the coffin. Yeah, I know his American Tail movies did well, but I think those were co-produced. But I that's the thing with this list of both of our lists. I don't think we're going to say any of them are necessarily the best, although a couple of mine might make my top science fiction movies list or whatever. But they are good. They're worth watching, right? I remember seeing this.
Worth watching. Yeah.
I don't know if I saw this in the theater. I do remember this movie. I'm sure I watched it, but it's been since it came out that I saw it. So
it'd be good for older kids, like to watch,
yes.
kind of an introduction to science fiction. I think it'd be perfect. It's the plot's generic enough. The voice acting. I hated when
Matt Damon in it. I thought I saw Matt Damon was in it.
Matt Damon is not a voice actor. One could ask a question whether he's a real actor or not as well.
I like Damon, but anyway. But yeah, it's like when they do the Miyazaki Hayao movies and they get the American voice cast and they're always just kind of flat. They're not real voice actors. They're just like, they're just pitching it kind of like just straight. Like there's almost no inflection. So,
but even like Bill Pullman and Drew Barrymore, they couldn't. Their lines.
Nathan Lane is good as the Bat.
Nathan Lane. That's what I was gonna say. He's the only. Well, it's Nathan Lane. Like anything he does is gonna be. It's gonna be Nathan Lane. It's gonna be animated.
so
Exactly. He's a walking cartoon. So whatever he does is gonna be great. Those
are the kind of people that always deliver, like Eddie Murphy or Mike Myers in Shrek or something. They're up for the job. That's an excellent choice. Anyone here know about this? Yeah, we got, You Still Have a Soul? Talking about signing your life away.
Took the last shred of it.
The Last Starfighter is one that I also forgot about. And speaking of early computer graphics, doesn't really hold up that well, but it's a fun movie though.
Especially because didn't that come out the same year or the year after Star Wars: A New Hope? We'll have to check.
I know. I think Last Starfighter was 80s, wasn't it?
Oh, so it came out after that. Whoa.
Well, the good thing about why Star Wars holds up so well is that was all model work, pretty much, right? So, the Last Starfighter was 84.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love Atlantis: The Last Empire. That's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time.
Yeah,
it's legitimately great.
That is, I remember liking that very much. I think I saw that on the big screen too, and it just kind of sunk. I'm sure it made money, but not by usual Disney standards.
Yeah.
27th Day. Yeah, is that a Josh Hartnett movie? Or no, that's a Matt Damon movie.
That's
pretty good.
That's familiar. I can't. If somebody give me the premise, I might have.
That's the one where all the, it's one of those like kind of what do you call it? Dystopian sort of future, and there's these guys wearing these black hats and suits, and they like control things or whatever. I don't know if it's like a timey-wimey thing or whatever. Someone's remembering Coherence. I don't know Coherence. Do you know Coherence?
I'm happy you guys are in the chat doing all this because there's going to be 1,000 that we're missing.
Yeah, I'm glad you bringing them up. Someone, Matt Damon. I keep hitting the wrong one here. Hold on. Yeah, that was the joke I didn't get in Team America: World Police, but I guess he's a buddy of the two guys, the Trey Parker, and I forgot the other guy.
Oh, I thought that they just at the time I don't think they knew him. I thought what I heard, and you might be right, but what I heard was he kind of jumped down here, and then they looked at his Muppets or his little marionette's face, because he has a real derpy looking face, and so they just go Matt Damon, and then they laughed so hard that they left it in. And at least that's what I heard. Who knows?
Well, you could definitely be right. I thought I'd heard that they were friends and they were just razzing him, but they were not. They were deadly serious about everyone else that they were nailing. Okay, here we go. I'm way behind. Let's get Mike Mignola did the character designs for Atlantis. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, sure. I could see that. 100%.
Yeah, Frequency is good. Yeah.
That's a great movie.
That's another
Jim
one that
Caviezel and Dennis Quaid.
To Infinity and Beyond, fellow space travelers. Hey, Goat Man, how you doing?
Hope that's not
Mark
it.
saying, nope, that's not it. Sorry, Mark, I'm not getting what that's in reference to. Oh, I see. Bureau. Yeah, it's the Adjustment Bureau. Sorry. Okay, that's me mistaking it. Adjustment Bureau. The 27th Day. The 27th Day. That sounds really
look it up while you talk.
Yeah, that sounds really familiar. Huh. Yeah, the Adjustment Bureau is what I'm thinking of, but the 27th Day must be something else. Yeah, I I wonder what that is. Well, anyway, Titan AE is a great choice, and I would never have thought of it. So that's why we're having two people doing this. And like you said in the chat, we'll bring up many, many more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guarantee that after this, if we were to redo our lists after hearing each other and the chat, it'd be completely different lists.
Probably. I would guess. Okay. Well, my number 10 is, I don't know if you've seen this one, Jake, but this is from back in 1962. And this is Panic in Year Zero. Have you seen this? I
have not seen this, but you had me with an orgy of looting and lust a day.
Well, what the cool thing about this is, first, Ray Milland. You might be familiar with Ray Milland from some of the movies he made when he was older, and he was also in a lot of classic films. But he directed several movies, and he directed this, and he also plays the dad. And this is a pretty hardcore movie for the time. So what it postulates is that their atomic bomb goes off in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. He's taking his family up into the mountains to a cabin they have. And as soon as he sees what's happening, he heads to a hardware store, gets the guns, stocks up on food, and he's ready to roll, right? So they get up, and Frankie Avalon from the Beach Party movies a little before, he's his son, and he's got a wife and daughter. And there's gangs out to rape, and it's really, the only thing that really dates it probably is the fact that, you want to put your spoiler sign up? Spoilers, thank you. The only thing that might so you want to mute, guys, go ahead. It's not really, a huge spoiler, but obviously at the end of the movie, they, see that, oh, it's okay. The radioactive cloud is dispersed. We should be able to go back to LA now. It's like after a couple weeks or something. Yeah, it's fine. But, at 62, they probably didn't. The general public wouldn't have known the difference.
They didn't have any concept of nuclear fallout.
Yeah, but other than, there's some. I think another woman is raped, and maybe even his daughter, and then him and Frankie Avalon go out and shoot these scumbags. I mean, it's a hardcore movie for the time. Okay. It's a low budget but well made, and it's filmed almost all outdoors. It's very cool. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much for the spoilers.
All right, spoilers going down.
Yes. Anyway, I don't know if anyone remembers Panic in Year Zero, but I think Kino Lorber has it out on Blu-ray. I know there was a double feature DVD with it and some other cool movie, maybe The Last Man on Earth. But if you haven't seen that one, it's worth checking out. Okay, what do we got here? We got Light Years, 1988. Original or better organized version of Gandhar film despite cutscenes and altered ending and music score. I've never heard of Light Years. Is that an animated movie or a live action? I don't know. They're just, like you said, there's so many that we're never gonna. Yeah. Sounds like something Nick would be into. Yeah, Nick's probably. Nick's not here, I guess, but yet anyway. But he probably has seen Panic in Year Zero. I know people might think, oh, it's old, it's black and white. I grew up watching black and white movies.
I like black and white movies.
My first TV set was black and white, probably. So that's I got used to that.
Are we not the same age?
I think you're younger than me. I'm 58, so you must be late 40s, mid 40s.
I'm 68.
68. No, you were 28. Didn't we establish that already?
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting. I stopped counting after a while.
So you had kids when you were 10, right?
Now that's a science fiction story. Let me tell you.
There you go. All right, 27th Day. Did you look it up, Jake? Aliens.
I did. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Kill all mankind and tell them they will only colonize the world if they use the capsule. From 1957. Right. Yeah, I just actually picked up from a friend of mine. Gave me some of his, because maybe when he upgrades to Blu-ray, he gives me his old DVDs, and usually for these cheap old 50s movies, that's fine with me. So I just got the 27th Day. I think it has Gene Barry in it. I need to check. I thought there was a newer one. I'm probably confusing with the Seventh Day or something. Wasn't there something called the Seventh Day?
I think so. Yeah, with Arnold.
Yes, that's right.
It's a horrible clone movie.
Arnold, get to the chopper.
You are me.
Now, obviously, we're not talking about Predator or Total Recall because those are not underrated, but those are good. Or the Terminator movies, of course. Panic in Year Zero. Yeah, Mark seconds my. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, it's not great or anything, but what's cool about it is just how practical the guy, Ray Milland's character is. He's just a hard ass from the get go. He's like this businessman guy wearing a suit and the old hat, but he's dead realistic. This is what we got to do. We got to do this right now. It's going to be, shit's going to go down, and that's cool. That's part of it. Oh, we got Jack Yo. Hey, Jack. I saw this title this randomly years ago on Turner Classics. Totally forgot about it. Yeah. Oh, we got Brett Beast Reeves. Hey, we dreamed of having a black and white TV. So you just had a radio. You listened to Inner Sanctum and Dimension X and all that. Rob, I'm told our radio is black and white. Yeah, that's good. The Man Who Was 26 and Yet Also 66, a novel by William Todgerson Jr.
It's powerful. Powerful, yeah.
I thought we might have an appearance by William Todgerson Jr., but I guess not. All right, well, let me queue up your next one, number 9. Okay, hold on. Get back to where I need to go. And number 9 for Jake is. You want to take it away, Jake? Here we go.
I'll take it away. Number 9 is Snowpiercer by Bong Joon-ho. He's a Korean director. He did Parasite and The Host, which are both really great movies. And Andrea's here. Hello, Andrea. We're just starting.
Oh, hey, Andrea.
This is also starring the same guy. I forget his name. It's Sang something or Song Kang something.
Oh yeah, he is kind of his go-to main actor.
Awesome actor. He's in that. Now this was a hard flop, and essentially, if anybody hasn't seen it, it's humanity. The world is destroyed in this, ice age. A second ice age comes, and all of humanity is just on this train going on this loop. And so it's very like a lot of social commentary about class and class warfare and freedom and things like that. Very entertaining movie. Plot hole, Swiss cheese as far as plot holes go, but it's a fun turn your brain off movie. The thing was, I watched this movie and I think I picked it up at the video store as well because that's how
most of us.
That's how most of us did it. I'm like, oh, what's this? And I was shocked that this is actually like pretty good. Why haven't I heard of this? And the reason I hadn't heard of this is because of a young man named Harvey Weinstein, who apparently he did some bad stuff. And I think this is what the bad thing that people are talking about is this what he did to this movie. Because
he kind of hashed it up, didn't he?
Yeah. Yes. Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, that's right.
This came out in Korea and in the UK. It did very well. Very good word of mouth. Very successful. Weinstein picked it up for the States, and he bought the rights, the distribution rights, and he told Joon-ho, "I like this. Cut off 25 minutes and don't cut any of the action. Just cut off 25 minutes of all the dialogue and stuff.
All the plot.
The plot, exactly.
The scene setting. The world building."
And Joon-ho was like, "No." And like he just came with all these demands, and so these two just went at it for a year, and finally, like he had the rights. Weinstein had the rights, and he's just like, "I'm just not going to release it." And so finally, Joon-ho was like, "Okay, fine, I'll do it. I'll cut out the plot," which you can really feel that there's some major plot holes in this, and at that point, he finally caved in, and then to be vindictive, Weinstein released it without doing any promotion because he's a monster. And so, yeah, this was a gigantic flop. But, it went on to have...
But it spawned the TV series, though.
Well, that's the reason why, is it was profitable in Korea and in the UK and in other places. So it was able to get a profit. But for us, and enough good word of mouth to spawn the TV series, which I haven't watched. But, a fun science fiction concept. This one was vindictively murdered by Harvey Weinstein.
Yet another thing to add to his list of crimes.
No, I think that was it.
That was it. That was the only thing. The actor you were talking about, I think, is Song Kang-ho. Is this name? He played Nam-goong in the movie. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Great actor. Fantastic.
This is another one. Again, a lot of dystopian sci-fi movies are pretty bleak, but this one has a
very bleak
sliver of hope, I guess, at the end. So
No, yeah, kind of.
kind of.
Oh, that's another thing Weinstein made him do. He's like, you need to add like exposition at the beginning and at the end. And Boone was like, fine.
So is there some kind of like a card, a text card or something to wrap it up? I don't remember the ending.
I don't remember either.
Part.
I think the ending, like I think the ending, the girl summarizes it. I think.
Yeah. There's a little girl and a little boy that climb out of the wreckage, and they see a polar bear or something. And
they see a polar bear, and they're like, "Yeah, it's
life."
Alive. But
it's
there's
life
a polar bear right there.
Yeah,
this is not the life we want to see. We want penguins.
Well, yeah, there's not going to be a human life very much longer with a polar bear stalking them. But
yeah, they're done. So
yeah,
hopeful. Plus, like the plot holes in this movie are, I mean, you could ram your fist through them. They're so ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like,
well, I mean, the whole thing that it's cool to kind of put a capsule version of society with the haves in the front and the have-nots way in the back, shoveling coal in the whatever they're doing back there in the poor area.
But then, even the children that they need to fix parts because their hands are small. It's like, hold up here. We're suspending as much disbelief as we possibly can, but very, very fun movie.
Yeah, no, it's got some pretty intense action too.
Intense action, and they were able to get the star power.
Yeah, good actors.
Movie. Yeah. Star power is fantastic. Tilda Swinton is a standout.
And, Ed Harris, right?
And this might be John Hurt's last movie or one of his.
That's right, John Hurt. Yeah. I think it was either that one or Hellboy, one of the two, but this might be after Hellboy. Yeah. Good old John Hurt. Hi, Andrea. Thank you for joining. We have graphic novels from the 80s are very good.
Okay. No book talk, Jack. No book talk. We're not talking about books today. That's all we do is talk about books. We're dying. We have so many paper cuts.
So Snowpiercer was where it was comic before? Oh.
Yes, like. French comic, I think.
Well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't there a TV series on this now? Yes, there was. I think it's finished, but I think it did run for several seasons.
With the Hamilton guy, the guy from Hamilton, that actor.
Ah, right. Lin-Manuel Miranda?
No, not him. The guy who plays Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson.
I don't know his name. I forgot that. I like the movie better than the TV series. Yeah, well, I don't think that's a premise that can sustain a TV series, frankly, very well.
Yeah.
Weinstein. I've been pronouncing it Steen. Weinstein. It's well, who knows what it is.
Who cares?
The guy's a creep.
I want to pronounce it wrong on purpose.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm getting behind. Hold on. Let's see. We got Richard talking about Vanilla Sky. Now, I haven't seen Vanilla Sky, but I've heard it's pretty cool, pretty trippy.
Yeah.
I actually watched that, Richard. Okay. Let's see. Then we have, okay. I hit down for comments, and then I've missed a whole bunch. Okay, let's see. Vanilla Sky is a good one.
Yep.
Weinstein and his screwing of Hong Kong films. Yes, that's right. He messed up Rumble in the Bronx and several others. Although, to be fair, his putting that out did kind of put Jackie Chan more on the map with the general American populace, I guess, but a bit more anyway. Man, that movie really sounds like a bum cider. Good one, Mark.
Not wrong, Mark.
After I've seen Dark City, I don't think it gets mentioned enough. Oh, well, hold your horses. Okay. That's all I'll say. Safety not guaranteed is so underrated. Is that? No, that's batteries not included. What's safety not guaranteed? Ah, right. That's the one with the Community actress, right? No, not Community. Parks and Rec. What's her name?
Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza. Yeah. I've heard that's really good. I haven't watched that yet, but a friend of mine was raving about that one. Okay. Generation Ship Story on a Train. Yeah, basically that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
Orphans of the Rails instead of Orphans of the Sky. Levi, John Hurt, but Jesus healed. Oh, da-dum, bum, bum. Okay, we just need Steve from Check Your Shelf to join in, and we'll be ready here. Roger's cheating with Jake.
Don't tell him.
The scandal. John Hurt, yes, the War Doctor from the new Doctor Who, New Who, and he's one of the best things in the new Who version of Doctor Who. Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, yeah, that's a late Hammer. I think it's from the early 70s. Is that right, Mark? With Martine Beswick, and is it Ralph Bates is the other guy? Brother and sister, Jekyll and Hyde. She's the Hyde version. He turns, so it's kind of interesting, early gender bender horror movie. Outland, yeah, I spaced on Outland. I like Outland. It's high noon in space, but I quite like it. Have you seen Outland, Jake?
No.
It's Sean Connery as a marshal on I think it's a moon station, or is it Io? Is it Jupiter's moon Io? Chad, remind me. But it's got Peter Boyle, who's like the governor of the place. It's not playing young Frankenstein character. He's very serious in this one. Metal Storm, no, I'm sorry, Erico, that's not going to make our list. The trailer is awesome in all the bad ways. Jake loves a good gender band.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. Well, my next one, let me get this up here. My next one is, right. This is the newest one on my list, and it's actually only 11 years old. So what do you know? For me, if anyone knows me and my channel, that's pretty new. That's pretty rare for me to have something like that. But I really like this one, and this is Oblivion.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and Olga Kurylenko, I think her name is, and Morgan Freeman and Andrea Riseborough is in it as well. Now, this one has you could probably tell from the thumbnail that this was going to come up, the thumbnail of this live stream. But I thought the design of this movie was really cool. I'm scared of heights, but I would love to live in that place where he's up there in the sky or whatever. It's got a really interesting plot. It kind of maybe devolves a little bit here towards the end, like a lot of these do. But they filmed a lot of the exteriors in Iceland, so it has this really cool, really alien look to it. Did you see this one, Jake?
I've seen this one several times. Yes, I actually saw this one over the past summer as well.
I need to watch it again after Blu-ray, but.
Yeah, this movie I had some disappointment for. This was kind of a roller coaster because I was like, oh, this is awesome. I love these aliens. Then I was like, these aren't aliens, and that sucks. They're just humans who are like those acting like aliens.
Right?
I
did like all the clone stuff. And should we have that back up? And also the whole thing where his supposed kind of, idyllic life with the one hot chick is actually not real, and the other hot chick is his real love or whatever. But it's not perfect. It's got some problems. Like a lot of some of the ones I'll mention later, they start off great. They don't always nail the ending. But
this one, they kind of flubbed the ending, I think. But I still like it a lot. The problem is this came out like the year before or after Edge of Tomorrow. I don't know if that's on your list.
I think it was right before. Because
Edge of Tomorrow, they were really close together. Yeah. And I'm like, Edge of Tomorrow just killed this one. And so all my brain space for Tom Cruise in science fiction is taken up by Edge of Tomorrow, which is better in every way. But still, this is I agree. This is an enjoyable, underrated movie for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm worried about your arm getting tired holding the spoilers there, Jake. Sorry.
Roger's not heavy. Look,
Edge of Tomorrow is great. Is no doubt it's great and much better plot, and of course it has a literary source to go off of. But I thought Oblivion kind of snuck up on me. I didn't really expect it to come out, and I enjoyed it enough to to definitely think it's underrated. But it's not great. I agree. But it's a good watch. I'd say the world kind of that it creates what in his daily life that he's doing is really interesting, I think. So again, it's more of maybe a premise doesn't quite fulfill its potential. But
I think if you expect this much into this movie, you'll love it.
That's kind of how I came into it. I was like, what's this? And then whereas Edge of Tomorrow, I was hearing nothing but good things about.
Yeah.
So it delivered. But Yeah, no, I think it's a pretty cool flick. Let's see what anyone else says about. I know there's a lot of Tom Cruise hate out there, but I think the guy delivers when mostly pretty entertaining movies. So let's see. At Mark Clark, that depends on who's doing the bending. Okay.
Hey, keep it PG here.
Yes, come on now. Saturn 3. Well, I great. I don't know if I use great myself, but it's very interesting. Yes. If you want to see Kirk Douglas nude, yeah, that's a good movie.
I don't think I don't.
Farrah Fawcett's in it. I don't remember if she gets nude too.
All right, I changed my mind.
And Harvey Keitel, I think, is in that too. It's interesting.
Is he nude?
Sure. Well, he likes to get nude too often for my taste, but I don't think he is in that one. He might be though. They might have a nude fight in that one. I'm not sure. This might be one of on your list. Moon, great one. Yep. Great minds think alike.
We'll see. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Work break is over. See you guys later. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you dropping in.
Joe, why are you working so much? Just stop.
He's got to pay for more books.
That's true.
Tom Cruise is so small. He rides around on Jake's shoulder.
He does. He's a wee little man.
But, that's what a lot of people knock his Reacher, especially in light of the new Reacher TV series, which I love. Because I like fan of the books. I don't know if you've watched the show Reacher at all, Jake.
I saw the Tom Cruise movie. Then I was like, wait, wasn't Reacher supposed to be like 6'6", not 5'2"?
But what I liked about Cruise in that Reacher movie, besides it being a really well made and written movie, is that and kind of stripped down good action, is that he changes his persona a bit to be a bit more of a, again, he's smaller, but he fights more like a bruiser, street brawler type. And I thought that was, but yeah, if you look at Alan, the guy who plays him now, Alan Richardson's like 6'3" or something.
Yeah.
Massive. Jack. So he's much closer. Reacher's hands in the books are described like 2 Christmas hams, so that's like half of Cruise's body. So
Tom Cruise, yeah, that was miscast.
He brought a good intensity to it. I think Lee Child said, look, if you got one of the biggest movie stars in the world wanting to do your character, are you going to say no? So
they flashed him a paycheck or a check, and he was like, Tom Cruise is great. Okay.
Loved Edge of Tomorrow. The book rocks. Yeah. Tim, I haven't read the book, but I bet you it's good because the plot is so great. That's what makes that movie strong, probably partially. I haven't seen either. Maybe he's talking about The Reacher, or is he talking about Edge of Tomorrow?
I think that was back when we were talking about Oblivion and Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay. Deluge. Yeah, he's going way back. Yeah, I didn't go quite that far back, but Deluge is cool. Have you heard of this movie, Jake?
No.
It just kind of has been slightly rediscovered when Kino Lorber put it out on Blu-ray. It's kind of like it sounds, giant flood, almost post-apocalyptic movie made back in the 30s. It's got some pretty impressive flood scenes in it, if I recall. So,
okay.
Yeah, the earthquake leading to the flood. Yeah, or some. Agree, Glock and Sig. Okay. 2 from the late, great Stuart Gordon, Fortress and Robot Jocks.
Yeah.
Fortress has got Christopher Lambert, right? Isn't that the one where they're in some kind of prison or something? Futuristic prison? Robot Jocks. We don't have Real Steel up here either, but I don't
Real
believe.
Steel wishes it was Robot Jocks.
I wish it could hold the jock strap of Robot Jocks. Hey, how you doing, Gareth?
Hey, Gareth.
This is totally my jam. I need to watch this from the beginning. Pharaoh was too bony.
Get out of here.
Whatever.
Shut up, Mark.
No negatives about Pharaoh.
Get out of here, Mark.
Now, Gareth, I know Gareth does videos about Twilight Zone episodes, which is great.
Oh, that'd be fun. Cool.
Glock Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. Yeah, that was interesting. That's another one that was what's his face? The guy who did The Fifth Element, right? I think. What's his name?
Luc Besson.
Luc Besson. Yeah.
Besson.
So it was a little weird tonally, but hey, Chris. All right, glad you can make it. Yeah, Jake, you're bringing in the big numbers, man. This is more. That's why I'm having trouble keeping up with all these. I'm not used to getting this many.
I don't know any of these people in the chat. These are all your friends. I've never seen any of them in my life. I don't know what you're talking about, Jeff.
Don't know if you've mentioned it, but Dark City is really underrated.
Maybe it might be later.
Hey, Joe, underrated. A lot out there. Sky Captain is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
very
Sky
pulpy.
Captain is cool. Very pulpy, which is my kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely. I know. I'm pretty sure that Levi has talked about Sky Captain sometime. I think he's quite a fan. Chris, I like the movie In Time.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Is that the Justin Timberlake movie? Is that the Justin Timberlake movie?
That's not half bad, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I might be misremembering. Another one I didn't think to add is Looper. Looper is actually not bad.
Looper's good. Oh, In Time is the Justin Timberlake movie.
You didn't like that one, huh?
No.
I thought it was all
I'll
right.
trade you 1 week of my life for a cup of coffee. Stop. That movie is a
thanks, Mark.
a film school, like your first
project or something.
Project that nobody was like, hey, this makes no sense. Yeah, I did not enjoy In Time at all. But Justin
Strange
Timberlake
Invaders
can act.
from '83 is interesting. That's an interesting movie, kind of a new take on the old '50s version of Strange Invaders. That was pretty cool. I could have put The Blob in here. I was kind of veering away from horror, but the remake of The Blob is really good.
Which one? The 80s? I love that.
The 80s with Matt Dillon. That one's surprisingly good, actually. It's better than the original.
It's different. I like them both.
I like the
different
original.
Reasons.
You know, Steve McQueen is the 35-year-old teenager or whatever he was at the time.
It's fine.
Also in my top 3 of all time is City of Lost Children. Totally bonkers, but bit of genius from Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Yeah. I think that's what got Jeunet the gig for directing Alien 4 with a script by Joss Whedon, who's another guy whose name probably doesn't get bandied about much anymore. Canadian-made Starship Invasions. I haven't seen this. I've heard of this, but I haven't seen it. Okay, hold on. Wow, we got to get back to Jake's next one here, but I'm still way behind on everything. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Yes, Edge of Tomorrow is a favorite. Thank you, Joe.
Mm-hmm. Just
recalled Gattaca. Gattaca is very good, actually.
Yep, that's a good one.
Again, another one I spaced on last night is a really good one. A little depressing.
I've never seen that.
Is that like Miracle Mile? Miracle Mile with Anthony Edwards, I think, is quite a cult favorite as well. A lot of cool people in the chat. Yep, Jake brings the cool people. Andrea, I'm just here for Jeff. I have no idea who that man is. There goes the neighborhood. Yep. Chris is here. There goes the neighborhood. It was great, Jake.
This is actually amazing because, Chris, this might be your first really bad take.
Yeah, most of Chris's takes are really good. So
hold on, I'm going to unsubscribe to Liminal Spaces. Give me a second.
Talking time travel, 12 Monkeys. Yeah, I wondered about 12 Monkeys if that was actually underrated or not.
I struggle with that too. That's actually in my my honorable mentions for that very same reason. It's incredible, but I'm like, I think it should be more esteemed, but I think it is. I think people are like, 12 Monkeys is awesome. I've never heard anybody say
another one that got a
TV
TV series, which is also fairly well regarded, the TV series.
Okay.
In time, a budget version of Repent Harlequin. Is it really? Was it modeled after that? The Harlan Ellison story, right?
Yeah.
I think. Southland Tales. I didn't really like Southland Tales myself.
I did not either. I didn't like it.
It was interesting.
I think it was trying too hard because that's the Donnie Darko director, correct?
Yes.
And he was like, that was kind of his sophomore event or his sophomore.
Yeah. We'll talk about with Duncan Jones coming up how someone can ruin your career, not with the sophomore one, but the next one after that.
I'm back.
Are you okay, Jake?
I'm there.
Did I freeze? Sorry
Everything
about that.
froze for a second, and I just started saying bad words.
I just couldn't hear you for a second, but it was probably my end. It's usually any of these problems during lives is on my end. Sorry about that. Sometimes the morning time here in Japan is busy. All the housewives hitting the internet and using lots and lots of bandwidth.
Oh yeah, Tinder and Grindr and all that.
Maybe. Chris, I could go on forever. Haha. Yep. Love City of Lost Children. Super weird. Remember Starship Invasion. Is Children of Men underrated?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. That's a really good one. It's got that great single take towards the end.
Yeah.
Stop
Midway
talking. Let
through,
Jeff catch up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to get back to something now. Ice Pirates, Space Herpes. Okay. I like the Hobbit movies. Remember? Yeah. That's
point. Good point.
Okay. All right. I believe you're next, Jake. So let me get your number 8 up. At the rate we're going, we're going to be here for a while. So let's see.
My number 8 is In Time, starring Justin Timberlake.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let me get it up. This is one, Jake, that I had never heard of.
No one has.
So I think this is definitely going to be. Whoa. What
gosh.
Sorry. Rookie error. Here we go. Okay.
This is Phoenix 2772, or Space Firebird, as it was known in the States. This is a 1980s anime by Asuma Tezuka. And the only reason why I've ever watched this is because back when I was young, we would rent movies from the library. That's kind of how we watched most of our movies. That's our primary source of entertainment when we were kids, because poor. And we rented this because, like, oh, this looks like a cool anime. And it is bonkers. It is complete insanity.
I've never seen it, but the plot sounds really wild.
The plot is wild. It's a space opera where this character here and his robot servant lady, nanny,
Olga?
there.
Is that her name?
Olga, yep. He basically goes hunting for the Phoenix. They're hunting to kill this Phoenix, or to go hunting. And there's a whole bunch of other things involved in this as well, because the Earth is dying and the Phoenix can revive the Earth.
Could help the Earth revive or something like that, right?
But
that's kind of why they're
but Tezuka, the director, he was heavily influenced when he was writing this. He was heavily influenced by Fantasia and acid.
Oh, okay.
And so that
does not seem to match.
This is like a 2-hour movie, which is way too long, because there are these extended, bizarre, psychedelic musical sequences. Listen, what I'm saying is I'm not a partaker in, certain mind altering things.
but if
you happen to be, take a couple of those or whatever it is you do. And this is free on YouTube. You will have the best time of your entire life. I promise.
You hear that, Chris?
So, Chris, yeah, chomp a couple gummies, pull this up on YouTube,
gummies, and settle back,
and you will literally be laughing your head off. It's a very fun. There are funny moments. It's a good space adventure. It gets really dark and really violent at some really parts. Dark. I mean, there are these. At some point, there are these cute little characters, little space aliens, and then they just get obliterated by this bird in the most violent fashion. I love it. And so I've seen it multiple times. It's fantastic. It's imaginative. It's a load of fun. Space Phoenix. And you'll probably hate it, but you'll have fun. I've
never seen this. There's a lot of anime. I know there's like Lensman, and I remember going to see, speaking of Seattle, we're both from Washington State. When I lived in Renton, I went to see downtown somewhere near Pike Place Market, some little hole in the wall theater showed this Japanese anime movie, and it's one of those tentacle raping things. I was like, well, it's like the Overlord, or I forgot the title of it. And I walked out after like 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this crap. But not to say that, there aren't really good anime, because of things like Akira. We could talk about Akira, I guess. And,
I don't think Akira it's not underrated.
It's underrated though, but yeah, there's a lot of them. But okay, excellent choice. Very much off the wall and underrated. That's cool. So let's see. Mark says, last night is the end of the world due to a sun event. Everyone knows it's coming, so how do we act? Yeah, those are the kind of what if stories that are really enjoyable. Tim, my hipster friend from high school will not shut up about 12 Monkeys, so no, it's not underrated. Yeah, good point. Okay, Levi. Is Levi going to be serious here or not? We'll see. I've already apologized, Tim. I can only say I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, we got Sephiroth here. Hey, evening,
Oh,
fools.
good evening.
All right.
Hey, fools.
Yeah, he had mentioned that he might make it, so I'm glad you made it. Thank you. Shane, the Ice Pirates. Yes, the Ice Pirates. I remember that's got a funny alien parody in it, I think. Triangle, the one with the ghost ship. Yeah, there's another one. The guy who did Pitch Black, David Toohey. He did, what's the one where it's set on the submarine with the ghosts? I mean, it's not science fiction, but that one was really good too. But I don't remember Triangle, Ghost Ship. Okay. Body Snatchers is better than people think. Yeah, I like all the versions of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers story. I think the 70s one, I think you mentioned this before on your channel, Chad. That's probably the best, although I love the 50s one too. And that one is the Abel Ferrara one, right? And then there was one with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig. I mean, it's a pretty hard to destroy story. It's such a good story. So you have to really mess it up. Triangle rocked. Do you know Triangle, Jake?
I do not know Triangle. We'll have to check that out.
Saw this one coming, Jake.
Only because I've talked about it before. That's the only reason why.
What, the Phoenix one?
Phoenix, yep.
You talked about it before? Oh, okay.
Some live stream, yeah. Some.
Quatermess in the pit. Hold your horses, Mark. You're getting ahead of everything here. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Yeah, Below. Thank you. Below was the one I was thinking of. Okay. Hold on. Holy cow. All right.
You might have to skip over some chats or we're never going to get through
I guess
this.
I can't do. Jake is an otaku confirmed. Four-sided triangle from the 50s. That's with Robert Lansing. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was written by Temple, Erica Temple.
That's right. It was taken off of a book. Psychedelic music sequences. Chris is there. Then I mentioned Time Crimes. No, I don't remember Time Crimes. Do you remember Time Rider, Jake? Did you ever see Time Rider? The guy
no, it's not Time Cop.
No, Time Cop. Time Cop's not half bad. But
it is half bad.
It's half bad and half good. Okay. What do we got here? Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I can't even.
It's all right.
Do all of these. We got some people who are Ghostbusters is not Gunbuster. Gunbuster. Sorry, Gunbuster.
This little unheard of indie movie called Ghostbusters. I think it's underrated.
Time Crimes is terrific. I've never seen it. Speaking of anime, Guyver, the live action with Mark Hamill. I haven't seen that one.
It's fun. Good practical, good monster costumes.
Life Force. Well, if you want to see a beautiful lady walk around nude through about 30 minutes of the movie, then yeah. It's actually a fun movie, though.
It is.
I think it's based off a book as well.
Don't read that nonsense. Don't read that.
Uratsu Kujoji. I'm not familiar with that one. Jinro, the Wolf Brigade. I have heard really good things about Jinro, but I haven't seen it. Jeff, you got to learn how to ignore the chat. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to get to my next one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
either
fellas,
do it while we're talking, or or I might just have to skip some.
Okay, this is my number 8, Phase 4. Have you seen this one, Jake?
I have not. Tell me about it.
Okay, this is a really trippy one. This is another one that Chris might want to, have a couple of gummies for. But basically, there's kind of a geodesic dome. There's two scientists, an older guy played by Nigel Davenport, and a younger one, Michael Murphy, and they are studying ants who are starting to show signs of high intelligence, and they're starting to build these giant kind of monuments or something. These not just like an anthill, but this is directed by. It's the only movie directed by Saul Bass. Saul Bass is famous for a lot of his great opening credits for classic movies, a lot of Hitchcock movies like Vertigo and North by Northwest and stuff. And he was a commercial designer as well. And he directed this, and it looks fantastic. And he has, I forgot the guy who does. There's someone who does specialized in insect and ant photography. And somehow they managed on these ants to put like little color-coded triangles and things. I mean, basically. Oh, wow. And then there's Lynn Frederick, who was Peter Sellers' real-life wife at the time, or right around that time.
Really?
It's a young woman who survives. She lives nearby this dome, and her parents are killed, and they take her in. And all these ants are basically taking over the world. It's a really weird, cool movie. I recommend it. Phase 4. Yeah, it's visually fantastic. I mean, and it's mainly the two. It's kind of a three-hander. Of course, the younger scientist takes a liking to the beautiful young girl, but the older one is, wants to wipe out the ants. And anyway, it's a very interesting movie, I think. So I recommend it. It's from 1974, I believe.
Okay.
Phase 4.
This is awesome. I have so many movies to add to my TBR right now.
Yeah, you can go back and to watch later or to watch at some time. Here we go. I'm gonna. Sorry about skipping some of the chat. Let's see. I saw Phase 4 in the theater. Joe says strong SF. I think it was the only one there. Yeah, it didn't do very well. So Saul Bass never made another movie. It's really out there even for the 70s, but it's really cool. They Live.
I think that was overrated.
That one might be overrated, but it is fun.
Yes.
Let's have a 10-minute fight scene to try to get Keith David to wear the glasses. but the ending is pretty fantastic. It's like Escape to LA, which is pretty terrible. Escape to New York, I love, but Escape to LA, the last 2 minutes or so is worth the price of admission alone. It's really got a cool ending, but you can't say that about the rest of the movie. Do they now include the cut lost psychedelic ending scene in Phase 4? The ones that I remember, I have seen the extended ending. I don't know if my Blu-ray, if the Blu-ray has that or not. I think it might, but it might be as a bonus feature. Anyway, this is also available on Blu-ray. You could probably find it online somewhere, Jake. I do recommend it.
I'll hunt that down.
It's not super fast-paced, but I think it's a vibe. I think it's pretty interesting. So, okay, let's get to your next one, which is one of my favorites also.
Good.
I love this movie. And we're going back to not Hammer, but some people familiar to Hammer fans, I'm sure. Horror Express.
This is a 1972 Spanish film with Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, who are my favorite duo during that time.
They're playing good guys.
And they're good guys.
Well, Peter Cushing's a little hinky, but he's basically a good guy.
This one, I didn't know anything about this until this last year.
Oh,
and
really?
Until
it's
I think
surprisingly good, and you're watching it going, this is just going to be a cheesy, Euro horror movie, but no.
Well, it's because it's based on Who Goes There, or The Thing from Outer Space, The Thing.
But quite an original take on it, though, I think.
Very much, well, kind of. We're still in the Arctic setting, but we're moving. So we're on an Arctic train on this horror.
I think it's the Trans-Siberian Express or something like that.
I think so. And it's basically, they uncover this weird creature, this frozen creature, and they're transporting it. And there's a space demon or something inside this creature that starts possessing people and killing them. It's
he's
fun.
An alien, right? Yeah.
It's an alien, but but you can only tell who gets, but it jumps from person to person. Right. You can only tell by they have like their eyes glow in the dark, or they have a monster
they go
hand.
White. Well, that's what he kills. Right? It starts off interesting because Christopher Lee is an archaeologist, I guess, or anthropologist, and he's found this missing link fossil somewhere in Siberia, and he's carting it back. And Peter Cushing's a rival scientist who's trying to peek in and see what he gets so he can scoop him. Mm-hmm. And then this creature, we should say one of the best parts about this is that it hears one of the train staff whistling, and so it starts to copy that guy and whistles.
Yes,
like him going up and down the aisles as it's getting ready to kill some more people. It's very cool and creepy movie. And Telly Savalas wildly overacts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, big time. Big time.
As a Cossack.
Yes. There is the whole movie is very enjoyable. It's a good time. You're watching it just like, this is so much fun. It is The Thing on a train with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. But at the very end, something happens, and I won't spoil it, where it kind of ups the third act, like ups the stakes again. And so the threat just escalates even. And if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That scene is like almost drop your jaw, like, oh my gosh, like it got so much more intense. Anyway, I don't know if this is, he has some bad take after bad take. He just reads mouse
Come
books.
on, Tim.
He just reads mouse books, you guys. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah, he's dissing Dr. No, and
Yeah. It's better than James Bond and Horror Express? Mouse books. Horror Express is a blast. and it doesn't get talked about enough. I think
I first watched it, and I did see the connection to the thing, the Who Goes There, but it's quite. It feels very different. It feels more. It's true, but it feels much more. I guess traditional Euro horror in a lot of ways. But what's cool is it has this science fiction element to it.
Yeah, and
it's just so fun to see those two guys who so often are against each other in movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And sometimes it's the other way. Like in the Gorgon, Christopher Lee is the good guy, and Peter Cushing is the not so good guy, a bad guy. So, but usually it's the other way around. So it's really fun always to see Christopher Lee playing a hero type. And there's I think one great line in that movie where the Telly Savalas is trying to bully everyone around on the train. And Peter Cushing says something like, "You can't bully us, we're British," something like that, which is really fun. Love Horror Express, awesome Telly Savalas scenery chewing. Yes, yeah. You need. Yeah, if you haven't seen this, Sephiros, definitely recommend it.
It's free on YouTube. Just look it up. It's free.
Yeah, there's a nice. I want to get the Blu-ray, but it's like one of the. It's a Blue Underground or Sinister Cinema. It's one of those that's like $27-$30 for a Blu-ray, and it's just a little too much for my taste, as much as I like this movie.
Yeah.
Agatha Christie. It's got a kind of Agatha Christie feel, I guess. It's a little bit like Orient. He's thinking Orient Express. It's got some of that. Yeah, there is a cozy train that's not so cozy. There's as always in a European movie, there's some really good-looking ladies, and there's some surprising twists in this movie. Some people bite it that you don't expect to bite it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good choice, Jake. It wouldn't have occurred to me because I kind of file it in the horror column, but
same. I struggled, but I'm like, I think it's science fiction enough. Sure. Look at all the comments. Tim, you are so wrong about this movie.
I thought it was a drive-in. Yeah, you're right. It is essentially Who Goes There. The ending is awesome. The rest of it is mid. Characters all idiots.
So
that's what you want in a horror movie,
right?
A Horror Express board game. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so let's see. That was number 7. So mine has been mentioned already, and this was originally. Shall we say some behind the scenes, Jake? This was originally on Jake's list, and I think once he found out, he was changing his list around anyway a little bit, but I think he was probably happy that this was on my list, so he didn't have to include it on his. So
I took it off. Correct.
About it now, and that is Moon. This one really blew me away. This one was really good. And Duncan Jones, son of David Bowie, his next film, Source Code, is also very good with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
That could also fit on a list like this. Unfortunately, then he went on to do Warcraft, the Warcraft movie, which again wasn't terrible, but it sunk his career.
Yep.
I think he's only done one movie since, and that was in 2018. So it's too bad because when he came out of the gate with this, I was very impressed with Moon. Mm-hmm. Very twisty plot, cool sci-fi idea. It's got a really excellent performance by Sam Rockwell.
Oh, this movie is the Sam Rockwell show.
Yeah.
This is what showed everybody that Sam Rockwell, he's not just a goofball. Like, he's an awesome, legit actor.
And he's had quite a career since, so in a lot of serious parts as well as comedic parts. So, yeah, it's not Charlie's Angels here, folks. This is, again, he's classing up that joint. But this one, so you want to talk about the premise a little bit, Jake? Because this was on your list at one time, too. So
sure.
How would you encapsulate this?
He's working.
It's hard to do without spoilers.
It is hard to do without spoilers, and I might pop Roger up here for a second.
Yeah, Roger better come back.
Basically, he's a man working out his 3-year job on this moon, this orbital moon thing. He's very lonely. He's kind of losing his mind a bit. His health is kind of tanking, but just because he's been living by himself with a robot voiced by Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, yeah.
Not a horror. It's not a horror.
But he wasn't inappropriate in any way.
So Kevin Spacey, the robot, is living with him, and you start to get some 2000 Space Odyssey vibes from the robot, but it's not the case. The robot is,
But there is something sinister going on.
There is something sinister going on, and so he ends up. There is an accident, and he ends up crashing his little lunar rover. Which, I mean, all the practical sets and the miniatures, they all look really good. And
it's
this
a very
movie,
low budget movie, but it's really well done.
it's a low budget movie, but it doubled its budget.
Got a polish.
So it was a success, but it's just not. It's still underrated. Like, it wasn't mainstream. It made $9.8 million at the box office.
I think probably most of the people watching this have seen this probably though, and because this was, I think, not cult popularity, but I think this was well received by the science fiction community. I'm pretty sure. That's
agreed. And he ends up crashing his space rover. He then wakes up and he's back at his base, and he's just like, "Well, what happened? You've had an accident. You'll be all right." So then when he goes, after a while, he sneaks out because he's like, something's wrong, something's amiss. Goes back to his rover, where he finds himself still alive, in bad shape. And
you holding Roger? Hold Roger.
Well, that's pretty early in the movie. I think that might even be in one of the trailers.
Yeah. So I know some friends who don't even watch any trailers because they're afraid to get totally spoiled.
Well, anymore they ruin them. Yeah.
So so now you got the spoiler thing up. You keep going, Jake. Sorry.
And so he brings himself back, and then they start exploring the base, thinking, "You're a clone. No, you're a clone. We both might be clones." And so then they start digging around and realize that these messages they've been receiving from their wife and child back home might not be their wife and child, and perhaps the original Sam Rockwell has been long gone. So,
yeah, that is the plot revelations in this are great, and they take it to the ending doesn't disappoint. This is one that nails it all the way through.
Correct. Yep.
And
especially because you realize, you start to think the revelation of the clones, that should be like the end revelation, but it's not. It's in the center of the movie.
It's how to, it's kind of, I guess, what to do about it and how to achieve some sort of agency himself, right? So working together with his clone selves. That's unlike multiplicity, the Michael Keaton one, where his clones were resenting their. Sorry, we don't need spoilers for that one. Anyway, I would say though, because this one got
spoilers.
You're fine. Thank you. Right. This one probably is less underrated than Source Code. I think Source Code is a little more under the radar. Because maybe people think it's a little more of an action thriller. Then this one is definitely more cerebral sci-fi. But it's awesome. Awesome.
It's
choice.
Awesome.
Okay.
And the chat is right. The music in Moon is absolutely phenomenal.
Right. Yeah. So Sephiroth's Moon is so great. Chris says, I liked Moon. Mm-hmm. Glad you mentioned Moon. Love this film so much. Yeah. Everyone's agreeing. Now, I haven't seen Mute, his one after Warcraft.
I've never seen it.
Is it any good? He said, I saw it. I did. Okay. That's I think is a comment in itself. I've mentioned it in my own video, my top 10 underrated films, did the video a few years ago. I'll have to look for that, Gareth.
Yeah.
Gentleman Bronco is more comedy, but there's some sweet pulpy sci-fi action.
I love Gentleman Broncos. It's so stupid.
That's the guy who did Nacho Libre and
Jared something. Jared.
Yeah. What's the one? Because it's so much, even though I can't think of the name of it. Dang it! But anyway, he has a real interesting sensibility. I like that guy.
That's a fun movie.
That guy's movies. Moon is great. Agreed. Okay. Yeah. Mute. What is see? Okay, hold on. Here we go.
We're going backwards. No.
Sorry. The music is amazing. I kind of love Spoiler Roger. Yeah, the ending is amazing to Moon. That's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the music is great. I saw Clint Mansell live a few years back. He must have done the music for this.
Music for Moon. It's great.
Sephiroth just saw that you mentioned music, of course. Yeah. Chad is always right. Well, I don't know about that, but so far you guys are other than Tim are batting pretty well. So
yeah. Hey Tim, Jared Hess? There it is. Oh no, Steve's here. No.
Well, Jared Hess is the actor, but it's what's the movie name?
No, he's the director for.
Jared Hess is the director. Sorry, no, it's the other guy. Gosh, what's the name of that movie?
John Heder.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon
Dynamite. Yeah. I have a friend who thinks, even though it's set in Idaho, he says that's so much, Washington State. those
It's
people.
Westernton, Washington for sure.
Okay.
Eastern.
All right. Now, Jake, you're up next with your number 6 pick, which is Monsters. And I've seen this one too, and it's very good.
It's very good. This is a 2010. This is Gareth Edwards' debut. And this movie pretty much gave him Godzilla. They let him do Godzilla after this, which I did not like. That movie sucked. This movie does not suck. This is also not a action movie.
No, it's more a character piece, really. There's action in it, but
they're not really. I mean, there's a few scenes of like monster attacks and stuff, but it's very like out of focus. It's over there. It is a character drama with the 2 lead characters. And I think there's just 2 characters in this movie. There's other people that come and go.
Yeah, there's other people around, but 2 that
I don't know these actors' names. Their chemistry is unbelievable. The acting is unbelievable. Essentially, NASA goes up and to a meteor and finds these alien life. And while they're coming down, it breaks apart.
Bring some kind of spores or something down.
And bring alien spore. And it basically creates from half of the United States, the lower half to half of Central America is now this infected zone, which is quarantined off. And the story starts up with the gal here. She's the daughter of a very high up news agency. And she is
that's right. Yeah, some kind Mexico. Of daughter or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, in Mexico for some reason. And we don't know at first. He is a photographer, the guy, and he's sent there. He's getting pictures and stuff, but he's like, I want you to go check on my daughter.
Like a photojournalist or something, right?
Correct. Yeah. She's hurting. She got hurt and is in this Mexican hospital.
So he sends her down there to get her.
Yeah, basically. And then once he gets down there, he's like, hey, are you okay? I'm okay. Okay, good. Hey, your daughter's okay. Then the boss is like, okay, good. Bring her back to me. Well, that's not my job. Yes, it is. Your job is to do what I say. So basically, he has to unwillingly escort the boss's daughter, to back to the States. However, the United States closes down the border.
Yeah, it's like a zone that's been walled off, right? Yeah.
And so they can't get through by the boats. They can't, they're the typical ways, which cost them a fortune. They can't get back to the States. So they have to go through and work their way through this dangerous infected zone.
And there's people they do run across occasionally, right? I think
occasionally they get people that bring them up there. The thing was, this movie it was filmed. Well, first of all, like initially people did not like this movie. I heard people that went to go see it because they were expecting action. They were expecting action science fiction, and it's not that. In fact, the aliens are almost secondary.
Well, I think we should say that the director, I'm blanking on his name, but that's right, Gareth Edwards. He did the special effects for this on his own PCs at home, and they're pretty impressive. And so I think that got him. He did like a short, I think, of it, and that got him enough money to make the whole thing.
Yeah.
Subsequently.
But this movie was made on literally a shoestring budget. It's a $500,000 budget. And it made like $4 million or something like that. But in every place there's no other actors. It's all guerrilla filmmaking. No script, no scripted dialogue. They would go to these places and say, hey, can you actors say this? And so that's why this movie, you're going through it and it's like, this feels so real.
Yeah,
because
the relationship feels real too. Because at first he's like, I got to rescue the spoiled boss's daughter, rich bitch daughter or whatever. But she's actually much more layered than that. So. Yeah,
and so it's a slow movie, but not it's never boring, because they're on this kind of adventure going through this area. But they're not just characters. They're also both dealing with something. There's a reason why they are both where they're at in life, and they work through those things together as they're making their way back to the States. And it's just, the ending is absolutely beautiful. The only thing I don't like about this movie is this kind of had I think this honestly is Gareth Edwards' directorial debut, kind of a mistake.
Right.
He has the last scene in the beginning and then flips, and so it has like an ending at the beginning, which kind of, I think, tonally completely ruins what he was going for. And so I would say, if you haven't seen this, forget about that, because it's dumb and it doesn't make sense tonally. The ending that we get at the ending, that should be the true ending.
So stop the film at that stage, right?
No, it's the very first scene is the end.
Skip the first scene, right? Yeah, because they're kind of. Yeah, no, I remember what you mean. Yeah, you don't really know, you don't have a context for it, so it doesn't really register until the end when it echoes. Sometimes that works.
Well, why did you do that? Sometimes it works. I don't
think it's necessary here.
It didn't work here, but the chemistry, their relationship, the acting is beautiful. It's a beautiful film. That's very underrated.
Man the Man with X-Ray Eyes is good. Speaking of Ray Milland, Monsters is the African Queen with Kaiju. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's not wrong in a way. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, nobody expected this kind of film because this tone hardly ever happens. Yeah, That's very true. Yeah, that's a good choice. That's one that I remember seeing. I don't think I saw it in the theater. I must have rented it, but I really liked it.
I rented it. Yeah.
So. Okay, very good choice. Let's see. My number 6 is, I think it's underrated. It's probably a little more well-known because John Carpenter has a lot of fans, but it's not They Live. It's Starman. I love this movie.
You think it's underrated? Really?
I think so. I think nobody talks about it.
Right.
I think nobody talks about it when everyone talks about John Carpenter. They talk about, The Thing and Halloween and The Fog and even vampires and Prince of Darkness and stuff, but nobody talks about Starman because it's such an atypical John Carpenter movie. I think this one's underrated, but again, feel free to disagree for sure. But I think this one is a lovely film. It's just a simple story of an alien coming down. He's kind of a light being and taking over using some hair, I think, or some genetic material from Karen Allen's character's dead husband, who she's still really mourning.
Yeah.
In fact, she just was watching home movies of him at the start, and when the alien comes in, and then takes on his form, and then kind of takes her hostage in a way, and then she falls for him eventually. But this Jeff Bridges, he did get Oscar nominated for his performance in this, so I guess you could say it's not super underrated. But
I think Gareth says it right
talks about this movie nowadays. What's that?
Yeah, I think Book Songs and Other Magic. Their comment there is, I think that's spot on. It was a hit, but it isn't talked about anymore. I think that is correct.
Is he waiting in the sky? Would he like to come and meet us? Does he think he'll blow our minds? We don't have to talk long about this one because probably everyone in the chat's seen it. But if you haven't seen it for a while, I recommend revisiting it because I think it's a beautiful movie. It's really well made. It's not, it's not, I guess, exciting in the traditional way, other than in a few parts. But it's mostly a really nice character study, and Charles Martin Smith has a great part as this scientist who is so excited to meet an alien, and he kind of helps him at the end and stuff. So yeah, I think it's a good one. But let's go to your next one, which is number 5, right? Now this one, we'll talk about it, but this one is one where the ending kind of disappointed me. But like you mentioned earlier, whichever one we were talking about, where you said Oblivion. Yeah, this is kind of my Oblivion with your list, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
But let me get it up here. Hold on. This is... Okay, here we go. Sorry, operator error. And boom, here we are.
Sunshine. And this has been mentioned in the chat already because you guys are on it. This is 2007. Danny Boyle, who, of course, did Train Spotting and 28 Days Later. And Alex Garland, who he did like Ex Machina. He wrote Ex Machina.
Great. That's a great one. I probably should have put that in my list, actually. Ex Machina is wonderful.
This is a hard science fiction that flopped hard.
Yeah, I saw this in the theater. I don't know about you, Jake, but I saw this.
I did not see this in there. I rented this one. Jack Yo is correct. It does have a stacked cast. This cast is awesome from international cast. That's very,
Murphy
very good.
And
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, that's right. Chris Evans is really good.
Skinny Benedict Wong. Michelle Yeoh.
That's right. Michelle Yeoh is in it.
And the what's the Japanese guy? I love him. He's he's in everything.
Oh, yes.
I can never remember his name.
Is it the guy from The Last Samurai?
Yes. I forget. I'm gonna butcher it.
Watanabe Ken.
No, not Watanabe Ken. He's great, but it's the other one.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Was in the new Shogun, right? Yeah, he's great.
Yes, correct.
He is in almost everything now. You need a Japanese guy, get Hiroyuki Sanada, because his English is good. So
yeah, this is basically the Earth is growing cold, and they need to send a bunch of nuclear warheads up to jumpstart the sun. So they're going to nuke the sun to fire it back up, and everything goes wrong. Basically, everything goes wrong. So this is a hard science fiction story, which I loved all the science fiction elements. I love the spaceship. The design of it is great, I think. The concept is great. That turns into the last half hour of the movie.
Spoiler sign up. Because this is where the problem my problem with the movie is it turns into a kind of slasher movie. And some people might like that. That kind of ruined it for me because I thought the movie itself, the premise on its own was great. So we didn't need to have that added in. But
that's what I thought my first time I watched it.
Okay.
I watched it viewing like this is a slasher movie that kind of sours your taste. Like, why did it end like this? And then I heard somebody say, no. That's not the guy. Basically, there's a guy who's on this other ship who has been just slowly getting cooked by the radiation and the sun's radiation for 7 years. Somebody said, no. That's not the captain. That was that initial guy. That's Satan.
What are they trying to do? An Event Horizon sort of thing?
Or it's God. And so,
you think so? I didn't get that feeling at all.
I didn't get that at all. But everything about that, it's a hard science fiction until they reach that ship, and then it becomes weird. Everything gets weird. The filmmaking changes. Now, Danny Boyle is a very smart director, and Alex Garland is a very smart writer. The filmmaking changes. The whole style changes. All of a sudden, everything is a little tilted. Everything's out of focus. We see flashes of images. It gets supernatural at the end of it. Now, it's open to interpretation. And they even say it. There's something like being bathed in this radiation, the sun's rays, that's like it alters and changes everything about you. And so it doesn't. So it leaves it open to interpretation, which they, both.
So the Satan would be theoretically, or God or whatever, would be taking the form of this former. It's
taking the form because there's no way this. I mean, this guy's been sunburnt till 7 years, so he's like just a blister. Yeah. He's a straight up monster, which doesn't make sense in a hard science fiction story that is completely grounded in reality.
Yeah, they thought of everything. Cognitive dissonance was kicking in when I first watched it, so I haven't thought of that take. So I need to watch it again with that.
So I rewatched it recently. With this last week, I rewatched it knowing that because I heard that years ago. I rewatched it with that in mind, and I'm like, I like it a lot more now. It makes more sense. That's why it's so grandiose at the end. It is almost the speech.
Yeah, it's almost operatic, right?
It's almost operatic, and you can't actually. The camera never actually can focus on him. He's always out of focus and blurred and distorted.
Yeah, that's true. You never get a good look. I thought it's just to hide the effects or whatever.
So did I. I thought they were being like hyper stylized. No, because there's something about the sun's rays that brings light, that it brings light and brings life. The sun's rays are like, they're more than just this burning star that's been dying. There's a spirituality, there's a spiritual aspect to it, which I thought was fantastic. I don't know if that's what the directors envisioned, but I can see people having that take will enjoy this movie a lot more. And at that point, like, it redeems the ending to me. It redeems that third act, which I had always hated. I still love this movie. It's still underrated, but I agree. The third act, I had always hated it.
Yeah, that's what it took me off that movie. And so I hadn't watched it again. So I need to watch it again with what you're saying in mind, because that's really interesting.
And that makes sense. That is because clearly that guy can't survive. He can't be a real person.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's true. And also you said you noticed, with watching it with that in mind, you noticed the filmmaking change, right?
As soon as they set foot on that ghost ship, there's like flashes of people's faces every, like just half a scene long, like just flashes, and it gets creepy. And there's the amount of dust, like human skin dust on this ship. It's like, it looks like it's not even powered on. Like, how is this guy surviving in here? 7 years on space by himself.
Yeah, I have to confess that the interpretation never would have occurred to me on first watch. So I'll have to watch it with that in mind. Yeah, I agree, Sephiros. I'll watch this again with that in mind. That's very cool. That's a good revelation. Thank you.
It's still it still is a slasher at the end. Like even with that, it's still just a slasher.
There's a bunch of creative kills. Let's put it that way. It's almost like Jason X. Did you ever see Jason X? Jason in space.
I think he only actually killed one person. Everybody else got no, not Jason.
I see. No, everyone else bites it in a accident sort of way, I guess. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know if that's the case, but it definitely redeemed and made that third act more enjoyable to me.
There's a theory that the bright light is you going back to the sun. That may be the bright light you see in like an out of body experience or when you're dying or whatever. Cool. That's interesting. Well, from deep to not so deep, but it's a treasured movie that I've always loved, and that's The Omega Man. I love this movie. Now, I Am Legend, no one's done real justice to the book, which is great, but the Vincent Price version, I love Vincent Price, but he's not, the kind of guy I keep thinking he's going to go, when he's pounding steaks. He just doesn't seem like the manly action guy that you would expect.
He's not.
And the Will Smith version, I've heard that the extended cut or alternate ending one is better, but that was ruined for me it had a really good start. All three of these have great starts when he's kind of living alone and what his life is like. But that one, they did the CG creatures in
so
CG.
bad.
And if they had just done them with makeup, traditional way, it would have jacked up the tension of that movie so much better. But now this one, the Mega Man goes the other way. It doesn't try to make them vampires, just kind of mutants. And there's some, blaxploitation elements that don't necessarily work so well. But I love Charlton Heston. He gets a lot of stick, but he's, this guy marched with Martin Luther King, so he was not just a simple guy. He did use lots of guns in this movie, I suppose. But he is the kind of guy you would expect, the he-manly guy who would survive this kind of apocalyptic event. So this envisions it as similar to the book, I guess, and the only aspect is there's a plague that kills most people. Mm-hmm. Others are slowly turning to these mutants and will eventually die. And because he was a scientist, a military scientist working on an antidote, the virus affects the helicopter pilot right at the beginning of I guess on a flashback, but it crashes and he survives the helicopter crash, injects himself with this serum, the last bit of serum, and he's immune. So he's running around. He's walled himself up in this big brownstone in LA. And there's some really cool shots. Some people say they can see a car in the distance or whatever, but there's all these shots early on of this deserted city streets in LA, and it's really haunting. And then he's driving along with this jazzy music and then stop and shooting. If he goes hunting for these mutants who are after him at night, and he goes out in the day to try to get them because they're sleeping in various dark places during the daytime. So anyway, this is cheesy in a lot of ways, but I think it's really well constructed because I've shown this to a lot of people who've never seen it. And whenever the pace seems like it's flagging and there's conversation, all of a sudden something happens to up the tension. There's an attack. The power on his generator cuts out, or something like that. I think it's a really fun movie. And Anthony Zerbe is a really good bad guy. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Let me catch. Yeah, here we go. I don't know, Jake, what are your thoughts on the Omega Man?
I love it. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. And so it's fuzzy to me, but I remember being like, that was fun.
Yeah, watch it again. You're going to laugh at it. It's one that a lot of people, there's a motorcycle stunt where it's very obvious it's not Charlton Heston.
Oh yeah,
but he's a believable guy.
I love Charlton Heston. He's great.
Yeah, he can pull off the cerebral and the action together. right?
I watched this and like Soylent Green like back to back when I was a kid, like the same night, and so they do kind of bleed together in my brain. But yeah, they're
this guy Charlton Heston was in 3 of the best 70s and late 60s science fiction movies. The original Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
I don't really. He's briefly in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which is a mess, that movie. But
yeah, we don't need to talk about any of the sequels.
And then the Omega Man in 71, and then in 73 he did Soylent Green. So I mean, he's in some really cool dystopian sci-fi movies. So
that'd be good. I have a video playing.
Yeah, that'd be good, Gareth. Yeah, we'll have to see. Let's see. Yeah, the Vincent Price version is odd because he seems so wrongly cast. It's spooky in parts. It's interesting. It's it's kind of got a cool atmosphere, and I love Vincent Price. Don't get me wrong, but he's just not right for this part. They needed someone, again, a bit more of a. Again, he's supposed to be an everyman in the book, but he's
not
someone that's Vincent Price. Whatever you could say about him, he was not an everyman.
No.
Anyhow, I love the Omega Man, warts and all. So it's got some of this. There's one where his honky paradise, and then Anthony Zerba turns to him and says, "Put away the old ways, the old ways, brother," or whatever. But Anthony Zerba and the music by Ron Grainer really add a lot to this version. Yeah, Omega Man is the best. Sorry, John was saying, a lot of people prefer the Vincent Price version, I guess.
I've never seen the Vincent Price version.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's worth checking out. It's interesting. Yeah. Especially if you like the novel or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get the guys in the chat are being nice to me and not getting too crazy, so I can keep up with it a little bit.
Nice.
Sorry, I had to skip a whole bunch. I don't like to do that, but we'd be here all day if I didn't. So Jake's next one is famous, but I would say underrated is fair on this one. So
yes. And that is 1985's Brazil by Terry Gilliam. And I think this is underrated because people talk about 1984, which came out the year before. And so I think the similarities kind of overshadowed it a bit. But this one, I do think
much more visually interesting, I think.
Yeah, much more visually interesting. And it's, I do think and this was not a flop at any stretch of the imagination. No. This was a huge success. The initial run in America was not successful. It was a flop. But then it made the circuit worldwide, and then it came back to America, and it was
better word of mouth, right? Yeah,
better word of mouth, and then it's become a cult classic. But even still, I do think it's like I don't think people talk about it enough. I don't really hear anybody talking about Brazil, which is a shame because the movie is absolutely. Glock and Sig is saying it's not underrated. When's the last time somebody talked about?
It's very famous, but I think it's kind of forgotten these days. Yeah.
I think so. It's in the Starman category. It was a hit. It's very but it's still.
I mentioned it stuff else.
Yeah, and it did initially flop, at least in the States here.
Terry Gilliam's wet dream. Yeah, Terry Gilliam is one of those filmmakers. He's interesting visually, but he's kind of cold, his movies. But and this one should be cold because it's a proper dystopian movie, and it is not a pleasant watch in some ways, but
it is a comedy. It's a black comedy, and
very
probably
dark black,
yeah, with some satire, but which typically I don't care much for that. But
right.
I think I don't care much for the satires that are just satires. Don't actually have.
It's not only a satire. I think
it's not only a satire. It is a comedy. The premise is comedic, and I don't even want to talk about it because I think you should. If you don't know, you should watch it. But there are some elements. It is also terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Jonathan Pryce, the actor, is perfect. This is the role he was born to play, and he's absolutely perfect as the just a hapless, bureaucratic, red tape pushing guy. But Henry Tuttle, which is Robert De Niro's character, at the end when he kicks it, the way he kicks it, if I was to explain it, sounds funny, right? He's this guy. Have you seen it, Jeff? You've seen it.
I have, but it's been a long time.
Okay. He his whole mission in life is to avoid red tape. So he's this rogue air conditioned repairman, which is so funny and so dumb, but it's played completely straight. That's what he's doing. He doesn't even charge. It's for the love of the game. Blah blah blah. At the end, there's all this explosion with papers and stuff, and papers and filings and reports. They keep getting stuck to him, and he keeps getting stuck to he's getting overtaken by paperwork, and then he turns into basically the paperwork flutters away and he's gone. That scene right there sounds so silly. That scene is terrifying. The tone, the way Terry Gilliam is able to make you, he is a master of tone, because I would say the same thing about 12 Monkeys.
Yeah, because a lot of his tone is not one tone. I mean, he kind of
correct.
He kind of puts because he has the comedy background, and he's got the serious and sometimes like a Fisher King, really bleak and
but it's less. It's layered. It's not just this is the funny scene. This is the scary scene. This is the intense scene. Every scene has multiple layers going on. It's a masterpiece. Everybody knows it's a masterpiece, but it's just not really talked about anymore, I think.
No, I think that's a good choice, because I do agree. I don't think it's talked about much. It's not. If you mention the name Brazil, most people go, "Oh yeah, I've heard of Brazil," But and I think you don't have to describe the plot. Just saying, 1984 is enough to kind of get the general vibe, probably. But it's very, very different in its way. I don't think Death Race is going to come up, Jack. I'm sorry,
not going to make it.
Gilliam juggles tone all the time very well. Repo Man, I've never seen Repo Man. I've heard a lot about it.
I saw the remake with what's his name, Jude Law.
Was it Sephiroth saying wasn't Brazil released with a happy ending originally?
I don't know about that.
That could have been a Hollywood. That something sounds familiar about that, Sephiroth. That rings a bell. That there was kind of the studio kind of pressured him to put a happy ending on it.
Yeah, but it just did not.
No,
it doesn't work.
Some movies don't need a happy ending. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I still say My Complication had a complication.
Yep.
Released.
Hey,
happy ending.
knock it off.
Clean,
this is a PG stream.
I don't think so. Gilliam fought for it. Yeah, he would. Yeah, Gilliam. That's one of the things I like about Gilliam is he marches definitely to the beat of his own drummer.
Correct.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Repo Man. But my next choice, we're going way back to this is the oldest movie on my list. This is
Metropolis,
1961. Oh, and it is The Day the Earth Caught Fire. Have you seen this one, Jake?
Maybe. Tell me about it.
Okay, this is really cool. This is, again, I love the British take on science fiction. The day of the John. Usually the movies also sometimes are similar to the books, where they're a little more cerebral and thoughtful. Where in America they were all like giant bug-eyed monsters, So they had their share of that in Britain. But the idea of this is that I think it's nuclear testing, atomic bomb testing. Anyway, it shifts the Earth's axis just ever so slightly, but enough to make the temperatures start to gradually increase. And Edward Judd plays this alcoholic, and he turned out to be a real alcoholic in real life, sadly, but alcoholic, hard drinking, hard charging news reporter. And they went actual Fleet Street. They actually had the guy who was the real editor of the London Times play the editor of the London Times during this, right? And Leo McKern, who some people might know from Rumpole of the Bailey, he plays another newsman, friend of Edward Judd. And Janet Monroe, if you've ever seen Darby O'Gill and the Little People, she's in that. Anyway, she has some sexy scenes in this. There's some cut scenes where she was topless after getting too hot, but they didn't put those in the movie, sadly. But anyway, it just follows what happens to society as the temperatures rise and rise and rise. And, what can the governments of the world try to do to reverse this? And, there's people hoarding water and evacuating the city and riots. And it's very cool. And Kino Lorber put this out on Blu-ray. I have it. It's a good Blu-ray, and it's a really good movie. It's older, but it's really well done. It doesn't have a lot of special effects, which probably helps. There's a few things, but it's very well depicted of how London gets gradually kind of depopulated and starts to come apart at the seams and stuff. It's it's a really cool movie, and I recommend anyone who likes that kind of, I guess, end of the world sort of scenario to check it out. So
Okay.
let's see what we got here.
It's familiar. I have not seen it. Is it based on anything?
Oh, I see. I don't know. I don't know if I don't believe it's based off of a book, but it's very.
I have a book with that premise, but I don't remember what it was called.
I'll have to research that. I'm not sure. Chadwick was saying about Brazil that there was a Love Conquers All ending, apparently.
Lame.
Okay. There's a book called The Battle for Brazil, but I read it. Yeah, I've heard about that book. Not seen this one, Jack says. Yeah, you should check it out, guys. This is a good one. A little slow. Yeah, well, British films are not, they're not all razzle dazzle, but this has a very good dialogue, and it's very well. And there are some actions, kind of, I guess, riotous, sort of defending yourself against people acting weird, but it is an excellent film, I think. Yeah, I think it's, I like Giant Bug-Eyed Monsters too, Tim. Yeah, USA all the way. Yeah. I could put movies like they're not underrated though, like Them and The Deadly Mantis, etc. in here. I love those things. But Leo McKern was in The Prisoner as well. He was one of the I think he's in 2 episodes as number 2. Okay, what do we got here? Val Guest. Yes, Val Guest directs this film. He's a very good director. And there's a good commentary track with him on the Blu-ray too. Island of Terror. Yes, that's one from my youth with Peter Cushing.
I watched that one. That's a great one.
That's really fun. Again, not Hammer, but kind of one of those rival Hammer studios. McKern was also Bugenhagen in The Omen. Ah, yeah. And he's in Lady Hawk. Yeah, Lady Hawk. If we were going to do an underrated fantasy list, we could talk about that. Buckaroo Banzai. I didn't think about Buckaroo Banzai, but I've never been a big fan of Buckaroo Banzai. I want to like it really bad, but I never have really liked it that much. Go on, Infinite Text says. I don't know if Andrea means move on, hurry up. Okay. Beastmaster. Beastmaster is fantasy. I couldn't put it in this one, but I do like Beastmaster. I think, isn't that what they called HBO? Something like something Beastmaster has Beastmaster on or something like that. Beastmaster was always on HBO. I forgot what the joke was about that. Anyway, I recommend The Day the Earth Caught Fire. It's got a kind of salacious title to get people's butts in the seats, but it's a really good, thoughtful movie. Okay, speaking of a very surprising movie, Jake has another really cool one coming up next in the number 3 spot.
This has already been mentioned in the chat as well. So
yep,
you guys were on it.
You guys were on it. Yeah,
Pandorum. Now this is 2009 Christian Oliver flick, and this was a complete and total bomb. Critics hated it. Box office tanked. But this is over as a year, and I remember seeing this when it first came out, and I thought it was great. And then people would say things like, "Oh, this movie sucks. This movie's horrible." Blah 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 blah. And I remember, and it kind of tainted in my mind, like maybe I got that one wrong. Because around this time there was a bunch of just kind of dumb science fiction action movies.
What's that one with Guy Pearce rescuing the daughter on the prison satellite or whatever?
See, I don't even know. There's 100 around these times, around the the early 2000s and the aughts, that were just kind of weird and or just basic and kind of all bled together. This one, sorry, George is here needing attention. This one basically is produced by Paul W.S. Anderson, who did obviously
not always a sign of quality, but
no,
I do like one of his other ones.
And people have said since then that this is the spiritual successor to Event Horizon, which I agree with. Because Event Horizon is probably the only Paul W.S. Anderson movie that I like.
I like Soldier. Soldier has got some cool parts in it, the Kurt Russell one. But it's dumb. It's a box full of hammers, but it's got some fun stuff in it.
Correct. And he didn't direct this one or write this one.
That's why.
So halfway, that's why it's good. It has Dennis Quaid, who's basically just being Dennis Quaid, and Ben Foster,
who's terrific.
Ben Foster might be one of the most underrated actors.
Yeah, he's
ever.
Fantastic in everything.
He steals every scene he's ever in any film, but he just never really got that breakout role, I think, or never got that one that at least propelled him into the stardom he deserves. Maybe he's okay with it. I have no idea. And there's so much stuff people are doing for TV now that he could be doing something great. I have no idea. In this movie, and anybody who says actors don't work, I've never seen Ben Foster.
He gets put through the ringer in this one.
You get exhausted just watching this guy. And so basically it's a generation ship. It's a generation ship that they shoot off. It's supposed to take 80 or 100 years or something to reach their destination. So they have shifts. 2-year shifts that they take. They run the ship until they get to this planet. The reason why they do this is because prolonged exposure in space can cause you to have this weird mental disease where
space madness, if you will,
that will give you. They nicknamed it Pandorum. And George,
are you okay? You gotta take him out.
No, he's sniffing books. He likes to pull books off the shelf and eat them.
As long as he's not weeing on books, it's okay.
Yes. So, well, eating them is just as bad. But so far,
true.
he's only chewed up 2 Gordon R. Dixon book club editions. So I don't care too much.
You need to spray something on the really bad ones you've reviewed, so he takes those out.
But halfway through
the space sickness, right?
Space sickness, and so that's why they take it in shifts. But Ben Foster's character wakes up, and it's like he wakes up suddenly because the ship is having this power surge. And he wakes up and he's got it's a really kind of grotesque, horrific scene. He has however many years he has skin that's been growing. And so he's got to peel all this old skin off. It's a very gross movie visually, but in a way that's also kind of Geiger-esque and cool. And so basically they're the ship is, he's awake. Dennis Quaid's awake. They don't know there's nobody else on the ship. They're where the heck is everybody? We should be. Where's the crew that's supposed to wake us up? I don't know what's going on. Another cool element is one side effect of prolonged hypersleep is you lose your memory. And so eventually it returns.
They don't know who they are. Yeah, it's gradually coming back, right?
They know they know everything, but they know it's this is my name. So the plot it's a very clever way of making the plot get revealed to them. It's just a basic video game plot where he has to go fire up the reactor, get to this bridge, save the ship. However, they find that there is these goblin orc-like creatures on the ship that they think are aliens initially that are hunting them down in packs with wearing spikes and war armor. And you're like, what is going on here? And then he starts to meet up with some other people who have been on the ship for a long time. And I'll put the spoiler alert thing. I don't want to spoil there are 2 twists.
Yeah.
That are great.
There's quite some twists. Yeah. Two big twists. Yeah.
2 very big twists. But halfway through the movie, the first time I watched it, I'm just like, wait a minute. This movie is smart. Because it seems dumb. It seems like a dumb premise, and it fits it.
Yeah.
With all these other
that kind of alien, not alien, but kind of zombies in space almost kind of movie.
Yeah. First, right? Something like that. But then you start to realize, okay, the color and the lighting are characters. You can tell who has Pandorum because of blue. The color blue.
Oh, I didn't catch that on first watch.
And you can tell who's going to be good, or it's like the colors have a theme. And I love when movies do that. They play with you psychologically. Also,
that's something you might not catch until you watch it again, probably, right?
Yeah. Also,
you catch it from the get-go? Yeah. The other spoiler, one of the spoilers that you'll mention just blew my fucking mind. Pardon my French, but
it's due. It's appropriate for this. One is that Dennis Quaid has Pandorum, and he's actually the guy who he thinks he rescued, and that one you can see coming.
But no, the next one you're going to mention is the one that I went, holy crap!
And I kind of don't want to do it. The spoilers up, but I know some people are just like, I'm still watching.
Yeah, guys, seriously, if you haven't seen this movie, do not listen to this part.
Okay, here we go. They're obviously crash landed under the sea. They've been on this planet. They've been trying to reach. They've been here for over 100 years or long. Or no. Almost 1,000 years.
No, we thought they were in space, though, right?
We thought they're in space. Once they get to the bridge, they open up and they realize we crash landed on this planet. We've been here all along, just underwater.
Yeah, they're underwater. Yeah.
Now the thing is,
right? Yeah.
For almost 900 years, they've been trapped underwater, reaching their destination. And but there are so many hints along the way that I didn't realize the first time I watched it. Like at one point he'll like pick at the wall, and he's picking algae off the wall. You didn't catch that before. You just think it's icky green stuff. Like, no. He's scraping algae off the wall and going like, "What the heck?"
Well, one of the guys is living off of algae, right? That's how he feeds himself partially.
No, he's eating people.
Well, he's a cannibal, but he also he says he's eating food from algae. Yeah.
There's constantly water dripping. Why is there water dripping in outer space? We think it's just creepy, Geiger-esque, cheap. They didn't think. No. Every scene is thought out. And it has Norman Reedus before he had his Walking Dead plot armor. He gets killed in like 2 minutes.
Well, and the ending of this, because it's a pretty grim movie all the way through, but the ending doesn't mean that it's going to be easy necessarily. But I like that the visuals of the ending really, really cool.
Well, then it's like it totally opens up, and it's like it's a happy ending. But not just a happy. It's still hard, but it's a happy ending in a movie that you knew for a fact was going to be just as bleak as the rest of the movie. No, it's highly underrated. It's great. It does have a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it lost
I think that
millions.
Does not deserve that. I think it's a good movie. Joe agrees with me that Soldier is good. Yeah, I like Soldier. It's not as good as Pandorum though. No, so Pandorum. I think if Paul W.S. Anderson, or to separate him from the P.T. Anderson, Paul Thomas Anderson, they have to. They're very different filmmakers, but
they're not the same person at all. One does art house movies, and the other does Resident Evil movies.
Resident Evil movies, 26%. I think that's unfair, but again,
that's not right. Yep,
I got to dig the Blu-ray out of storage. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah. I think Pandorum is really cool. I watched some of clips after I saw it on your list yesterday to kind of refamiliarize myself with it, because I rented this on DVD or something years ago, back when it came out, because I think Pandorum came out 2009. So,
yep.
Yeah.
And it does have, there's a lot of things about it I don't like. Like, I don't like that herky-jerky style filmmaking that was going on.
Yeah.
That's an action set. It's an action set, so you got to go, that's stupid.
Well, I think the zombie it was when 28 Days Later came out, and a lot of movies were copying that style, I think.
Correct.
Yeah. No, very cool choice. Okay, my number 3. Let me see where
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it in under 3 hours.
Yeah, we're gonna try. Are we at 2 already? Oh my God, we're almost at 2. Sorry, guys.
Who cares? Yeah.
Andromeda Strain. Stay far away from the TV miniseries remake. It sucks. This is the real deal. Now, speaking of cerebral, this takes like the most cerebral possible world-ending plague scenario. Robert Wise, who did The Day the Earth Stood Still and Star Trek: The Motionless Picture and West Side Story and all.
You take that back. I like Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
I like it too, but I was bored out of my skull when I saw it as 12 years old or whenever it came out.
Same, yes.
I was 10, I think, but not the right age to see it. But he chose a bunch of just very good character actors, no big stars. And of course, it's Michael Crichton's, I think he wrote the script maybe from his novel.
He wrote the book. Yeah. I'm trying to find
it. I don't know if it looks like it's based on the book. I don't know who did the screenplay off the top of my head, but this is a very scary in its own way. It's rated G. There's some pretty creepy scenes at the beginning where
it's got boobs and everything. So it's like, how's it rated G? This is back when they could put boobs in rated G movies.
Well, that's back when Jaws was PG, right? So, but so this was 1971 again, and I really like the 70s science fiction movies. They're often more thought put into them. I could have put THX 1138 in this list, I guess, although it's not a favorite compared to these. But there was a lot of good movies coming out back then that had real ideas in them, not just action. And this, I think, is it Texas, Jake? I'm pretty sure it's Texas, right? A Texas town?
Maybe.
Or New Mexico, maybe New Mexico. It's a small town, and a satellite is a NASA satellite, I think, again, not with spores, and that's the same kind of spores this time, but it comes back, unleashes kind of a plague, and there's everyone in this town has died. Their blood turned to dust, and there's some creepy scenes where they're walking around and there's all these dead bodies. Well, they're in their hazmat suits checking it out. Basically, there's this underground complex that they spend a lot of time going through multiple levels of contamination to go down into. It's very cool, science-y sort of take on the story. But there are only 2 survivors in this town. There's an old wino and there's a baby. And they have to figure out. James Olsen is the doctor. Arthur Hill's this, I guess, astronomer or physicist, David Wayne. And the cool thing is this Kate Reed lady, usually in these Hollywood movies, there'd be a real beautiful, buxom lady playing the scientist. No, they get an ordinary, middle-aged looking, plain Jane sort of lady to play a scientist, and she's really believable as a scientist.
I love it.
And they have to figure out what is causing the plague. Is there a way to treat it? How can we contain it? Can we, for temporary, they've contained it, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it. And then there's a kind of, do we want to get into spoilers? I don't know. But anyway, there's some things that happen at the end that there's a fail-safe system built into this complex where they're at that causes some problems at the end, and it has kind of an exciting finish, I think. It's one of those movies that some people think, oh, it's slow, but I think it's great.
It is slow, but that's not a bad thing. Like, slow down, world. This has a scene when the first time you see the through the microscope, you see the and like I said, I was a kid when I saw this, little kid, and you see like the thing move, the amoeba move, just like that.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that scene is terrifying when you're a kid. You're like, well,
Well, and also the way they filmed the dead bodies spread around in the middle of what they were doing when they collapsed, it's really creepy.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you want this up or are we good? Spoiler?
Oh, I should. No, you could take it down. Thank you. Sorry, you're going to have a sore arm when you're done with this.
I'm good.
Essential viewing, great film. I've not read the book either. I can't imagine it would live up to the movie, but I should try it sometime. Chris says, thanks, Jake. Like Star Trek, the motion picture as well. I like it too. I just didn't like something new. I just think what I don't like about the Star Trek, the motionless picture, is they forgot the character side of what made Star Trek great, but it did deliver on the sense of wonder stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Is it underrated? Well, that's maybe a borderline. I don't think anyone talks about it myself, but
especially when we talk about Crichton's. When you talk about Crichton's films, that's when you don't. That is one that's not mentioned.
And it's a lot better than Congo.
It's better than Congo. But
I love put Congo. Westworld on this list. Westworld's the good runner-up, and that's a really cool movie too. But
that's a great movie. But yeah, those aren't. Oh yeah, you're right about that, Goblin.
Yeah, Gladiator also. Yeah, that was one of the. I like that movie, but it's too many quick cuts. I want to see the action, man.
Exactly.
Here as well for Star Trek motion picture, I was astounded when people said it stunk. Yeah, it doesn't stink. I would never say it stunk. It just was slow, I thought, and it missed the character stuff. That again, slow, like Jake says, slow is good in the right circumstance.
Yeah, I like fast movies. I like slow movies.
Almost a perfect movie. Yeah. One mistake. Oh well, I'd like to know what the mistake is. Yeah, New Mexico is where it was filmed. Thank you. I knew John would know. Yeah,
that's a good pick. That's a good pick. With somebody who has, all these
that place.
Lost World and Westworld, or Jurassic Park, and
it's all okay, Andre. You're very, very young, so I don't expect you to know a lot of the movies that I'm talking about. Kid. Sorry, she's just a kid. Have you heard of them at least? No, you've never heard of them. Tom on a String, really? Yeah, she's just too young. She's like her and Tim. Go play in the swings, kids. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Dharma Strain is perfect. Not every movie needs to be a Michael Bay action flick. That's for sure. Yeah. Actually, no movie needs to be a Michael Bay flick.
Well said.
Westworld is great, but I don't think you could argue Westworld is underrated, especially in light of the recent series we had. As a newbie Trek fan, which movie should I watch after finishing TOS? I'd watch them in order. Yeah, start with Star Trek: The Motion Picture. I think it's pretty cool as a science fiction movie. It's probably the most science fiction-y movie that Star Trek ever got of the movie.
It is. It is. But then watch Wrath of Khan.
Much better.
Oh, it's so much better.
Colossians, the Forbin Project. Hold your horses, Joe. Hold your horses. Michael Bay was executive producer of my favorite TV show, Rob. Numbers? What did he produce?
I don't know.
That's Andrea. It can't be Numbers. So, okay. Secret Fire books, watch them all. There's a good in all of them. Yeah, I'd say, well, with the possible exception of Nemesis, the last of the Next Generation ones.
Oh, no. None of the Next Generation ones are good. All those ones suck. I liked what's the one with the Borg? That one's pretty good. First Contact.
First Contact.
That's a good action movie, but not a good Star Trek Next Generation. That sucks.
Black Sails. I should know better than to think it was something that didn't involve pirates or monsters or eldritch monsters. Okay, Jake, let's get your
number 2.
One.
This is a movie that is well revered by film critics and cinephiles.
But I think the average person has never heard or seen of this movie.
Correct. And that is 1979.
Hold on. I'm getting there. My mouse is acting up. Sorry. Here we go.
Stalker by Andrei Tarkovsky. Yep. Actually, Chris made a video, a big long video with him and Jason talking this over. Big. Oh yeah,
this is a Liminal Spaces movie if there ever has been. Oh man, one.
This is based on Roadside Picnic by the Strugatsky brothers, but it's not. There's a lot of differences, but they did write the screenplay for it. This movie is mind-blowing, but there's a major caveat. Me and Jeff were talking before the stream because we have both started this movie and shut it off because it was so boring. And so I did that the first time
Solaris is slow. Whoa.
No, this movie is so basically it's the same premise. If you haven't seen Roadside Picnic, it's Annihilation. Annihilation is based off this as well. It's a zone film where we think aliens came down or a meteorite came down. It's not entirely clear, but there's this area in Russia that is, I believe, Russia, or no, it doesn't say. It doesn't actually say. It's not Russia. But it basically they are. There's this quarantine zone that people known as stalkers will go into, and they'll take people there because in the center of this zone is a room where apparently in this room your deepest desire will be granted. Maybe. This is a movie that you can talk about for hours and hours and hours and hours because it is never completely clear what's happening. Yeah, you did too. Shut off the first time. And so the thing is, like, this isn't a movie that what should we watch? Let's pop this on, make some popcorn, and have our phones up. No. This is a movie that you
supposed to be Russia?
It's not. It doesn't actually say.
Okay, sorry, I cut you off there, Jake. Sorry, you said okay. No.
It doesn't. There are Russians like holding down the and it is in Russian, but it doesn't actually say exactly where it's at.
It's gonna be Tim.
I know, right? So yeah, this is a movie that you sit down. You have because it's almost 3 hours long. You have to sit down. But that's the thing that I realized because I was like, I know this is a great movie. I'm going to power through this. I'm going to do it. I DNF'd it before. I'm going to power through this. And halfway through, which is about an hour and a half, I realized that's intentional because Tarkovsky he's putting us in the zone. We are going through the zone, and you can't do that.
We're with those guys, right? Yeah.
We are with those guys, and you can't get in that frame of mind with scene. I think, and I like the movie Annihilation.
Yeah, I like it too.
That movie would be better if it was.
Yeah,
it'd be better if it was slower.
Yeah,
because there were so many times
stuff happens too quick.
And now there's an alligator attacking, and yeah exactly. It's like
there's a barrigator or whatever the hell it is.
And so I think the average scene length is over 3.5 minutes or something like that. But it is so beautiful. And this is a movie that is unsettling.
Yeah, it's not special effects heavy, right? It's more.
There's no effects.
Yeah, it's just
very
realistic.
It's very realistic. And basically he's leading this stalker is leading a writer and a scientist or a professor through there. And they both have very different reasons for going to trying to reach the room.
Right.
One is the writers going there for inspiration, and the scientist, we kind of, his rationale, his reason for going there is revealed at the end. And they're leading them there, but they have to do all these weird things. You have to respect the zone. You have to respect this area. And as soon as you get, the movie starts in a sepia tone, very bleak, very drab, and then at the end, everything's in color.
Oh, I haven't got that far.
Right? Oh, not the end. When you get into the zone, everything's in color, and it's vibrant. Know that. The funny thing is about this movie, it's all filmed on location in like these abandoned Soviet industrial facilities. And so like tons of people, like this movie killed the director. They all got very similar forms of cancer because they're in these irradiated zones. And like they're like laying down in these chemicals and trudging through this chemical water.
All the actors and the crew and everybody.
This movie killed so many people. And it's just making this movie is crazy because he had to film this movie 3 different times. It's if you think, yeah, but anyway, there's scenes in this that basically you're just watching a man walk down a hallway, and as you're watching him walk down a hallway,
that was me too, John.
The tension is ramping up to the point that you're so on edge. And then you realize it is so unsettling. It is so scary. And nothing ever happens. You don't even know if it's real.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, I think the atmosphere is got to be one of the main stars of that thing, right?
100%. And so it is a, I don't even know if I want to spoil it.
Let's don't spoil it. There's enough people who haven't watched it. Let's just let them.
After you watch it, go to watch it on Chris's channel, Liminal Spaces. Him and Jason do a deep dive. It's great, although I disagree with some of the things. Some of the things I have my own theory about, which the whole time I was like, I want to be talking to them about this. But no, it is a absolutely beautiful movie, but you have to you have to be in the right mindset. That's like, I'm going to, not just like, it's not enjoyment. I love it, but I'm going to experience this movie. And so I put aside all distractions for 3 hours and I sit down and I experience this, and it is 100% worth it.
Well, it's one of those things like where people read a long book that might be slow, like a classic or something, but they get to the end and they're like, damn, I'm glad I made it all the way. Because it's such it's such a impact at the ending of it. So you got through that long movie and you felt really impressed at the end. And so that's risen way up your list there, right?
Plus every scene is just so beautiful.
Oh yeah, he's amazing filmmaker as far as how he frames his shots and things. Yeah,
and all these actors, like, they are saying in huge monologues where there's no cuts. Right? Yeah. There's no cuts. Like, this isn't like, what's my line again? These guys had to work to memorize, sometimes 3, 4, 5 minutes worth of dialogue. Beautiful movie, absolutely beautiful movie. It's actually for free. It's for free on YouTube as well.
Okay, I'll look for it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I need to make my way through it, and since I'm on vacation now, I have enough time to be able to spend an afternoon. It sounds like it deserves a fair shake.
It deserves it. It's slow, but it deserves it, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, someone already mentioned my number 2 too. I think it was Joe, maybe, and that is Colossus: The Forbidden Project. Now, this one is definitely underrated. This one is an excellent film. So this is based off a Raymond F. Jones series of novels. You might even have a couple on your shelf, Jake. Colossus. There's several novels he wrote, and this is from 1970. It's got Eric Braeden, who was in the Rat Patrol and who was in Escape from the Planet of the Apes, the one where the apes come back to Earth. A German actor, and he's really good in this though. So what it is he's Forbin, and Dr. Forbin, and he created this supercomputer. And of course, at the time, they envision it like a giant room, basically, or building, right? It's huge, and he turns Colossus on, and to show off him and his team's work, and then all of a sudden, Colossus starts taking over and working with the Russian supercomputer, and they start to work together for what they consider the benefit of humanity. And so Forbin has to Forbin has to basically, because Forbin is the creator of Colossus kind of gives him privilege over other humans, and so it says you can have some comfort, and I'm going to use you as to help kind of be my intermediary between humankind as I move you to a better future, etc. So Forbin's in this palatial place, but he's kind of a prisoner, and he arranges it so one of his female scientists, who is Susan Clark, who was in a lot of 70s movies, and I think she went on to be on Webster, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, she's a foxy scientist, of course, to Hollywood fashion, but he arranges it. He kind of to be able to communicate to the outside team to try to do, and the president, etc., to try to do something to turn off Colossus. He says that he has a relationship with this woman, and I'm a human, because he's talking. There's cameras everywhere, and Colossus is watching everybody, and even kills some of his team when they try to do something against his wishes, etc. He can control lots. He kind of checkmates the government into doing things that they don't want to do. Anyway, Forbin sleeps with this lady because he says, I'm a human. We have, do your research. We have physical needs. I need to do this. And I need privacy during this time. Right?
I've seen this. I've seen this when I was a kid, and I totally forgot about it.
It's great. It's a terrific thriller. It's kind of a futuristic thriller. I can see Michael Crichton almost doing this kind of a plot, but Raymond F. Jones did it first. I haven't read the books. I don't know anything about the books, but it's a terrific movie. It's, again, another one that flies under the radar, but if you watch it, I think you'll be impressed if you're a science fiction fan. Yeah. I mean, we've had a lot of, robots trying to take over the world scenarios, but this is one of the earliest ones in film, I think, and I think it's really well done. So what do we see here? Okay. I admit I like Lucy, Joe says. Jack doesn't know this one. Seek it out, man. It's sometimes known the Forbin Project. Colossus, the Forbin Project, is I think it's on Blu-ray for also. That means it's probably somewhere on YouTube or elsewhere. Never even heard of the Forbin Project? Yeah, check it out. It's good. It's another cerebral, very realistic science fiction movie. 2022's Crimes of the Future by Cronenberg. I'm not a huge Cronenberg fan. I've seen Existenz and some of his other history of violence I liked. But Jake, do you know this Crimes of the Future?
No, I've never heard of it.
What else? Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. I see Joel of Jory and Weird Frequencies behind Jeff. Yeah, I'm almost finished with Joel of Jory, Chris. You and I are kind of on the same pace on that one, and I'm still working my way through. Yeah, she's great. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Although they're probably not the type of stories that should be read in close sequence. They're probably better spaced out. But I wanted to finish this off, so it's pretty cool, pretty dang cool. I reviewed Colossus and the film a while ago. Oh, you did the book and the film. Cool. Nice. Okay. You guys are still on. Nice. Yeah, Joe's finished work and we're still here. Sorry.
Yep.
Let's see. Well, okay. So we're up to your number one, I believe, Jake.
Okay, I do have a couple honorable mentions.
Do your honorable mentions?
Yeah, let's do the honorable mentions. I was going to say 12 Monkeys, but that has been talked about a bit. I think Equilibrium should be underrated.
That's very cool.
I do think it is Temu Matrix, but a lot of people really love Equilibrium. A lot of people are like, they love I remember my buddy telling me.
Wasn't it Gun Fu or something?
Or Gun Kata or something stupid. And I remember him telling him just like, that's so dumb. He's like, no, it's cool. They go and they're shooting everybody. And I was like, it's better just doing it. It's dumb. But
that's Ethan Hawke, right? Because
no, that's Christian Bale.
Oh, Christian Bale, that's right.
Christian Bale and Taye Diggs, and they're both samurais.
That's right. I like that movie. I remember watching an action movie, not so much science fiction though.
The thing is, I liked all of the science fiction elements, and all of the action I thought was dumb. Matrix is just Gucci Equilibrium. That's not a thing.
When I remember seeing the Matrix when it first came out, and it blew my socks off. I think it's still great. The problem is it's tainted by the awful sequels.
Yep.
So
They don't exist in my head canon. They don't even exist.
No, yeah. What sequels? There were sequels.
Must have missed it. Huh?
Yeah.
But Equilibrium,
the
major flop. Major flop, Equilibrium, but I don't think
a lot of these are major flops. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
and another one which was a mild success, and right now is kind of just viewed as in hindsight, is viewed as a Vin Diesel vehicle, is Pitch Black.
Yeah, Pitch Black. Speaking of David Twohy, is very good.
Yep.
The Chronicles of Riddick is okay, and then there's a third one, right? And that's okay.
I don't know, but it became Riddick became a completely goofy character. He became this
one. Yeah, he was a badass in the first one.
In the first one, he's in the movie, but he's not the movie. It's not the Vin Diesel show.
And he's also almost another monster, right? Not in a way.
Exactly. And so
the
world, the whole concept of this lightless planet, or this constant daylight planet that then goes into this huge, and these monsters that you have to stay in the light. It's so original at the time. It's so cool. And
it's very well done.
And Vin Diesel was just kind of, he was there, but it wasn't the Vin Diesel
He pops
show.
in it. I mean, he's a standout.
It made him a star, but at the time he wasn't the main. It wasn't the main thing. It was an actual story, and the story's cool. It's original. It's a great science fiction horror story.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent choice, and that was on your list for a while.
That was on my list, but it was kind of teetering on my list, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, monsters."
And as we've already noticed, Jake, with the chat telling us, there's about another 40 contenders we could have possibly put in there.
Oh yeah, exactly.
About.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to get to some funny things about Joe's off work. Yay, not working. And then Rob says he's done 3 shifts since the stream started. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. Anyway, I used to show Equilibrium and In Time in my classes. You and In Time there, Chris.
Get off of In Time. In Time is so
I remember
dumb.
Kind of liking it. Is that the one with the watch that you can stop time or something?
No, it's the one where basically you have your whole life on like a reader on your wrist, and you're constantly counting down, and that's currency. Your time is currency, and people that are rich have like millions of years that they could live. It's so stupid. I don't understand why Chris likes it. Plus, it has the worst CG car crash. Like, I've seen better car crashes on like Paw Patrol. It's awful.
Well, I'm trying to think of I can't really think of any other runners up, and we've gone long enough, I guess, Jake. So let's get to your number one.
Yes, sir.
And
this has been mentioned several times.
This has been mentioned, and this is great too. This is a great choice.
This is Dark City, directed by Alex Proyas, 1998.
Whatever happened to him? He seemed to disappear. He's so good.
And this movie flopped harder than anything we've put on this list so far, and that is a bloody crime.
I think it has a good critical reputation. Just didn't tick. It was just
at the time it didn't.
Weird and dark.
No,
I guess
at the time it didn't. People didn't know what to think of it
because Ebert liked it, but I don't. Maybe not everyone did.
Yeah, but it's a noir science fiction, and they nailed the crime noir, that kind of that setting, that world.
Oh yeah.
Visually, it has
like almost a 40s-ish aesthetic, kind of, with the costuming and things.
Yeah, but visually, like the practical, this city changes constantly, and when everyone goes to sleep, I don't even want to talk about it because I think you guys should. Like, I don't want to give you the plot.
Kiefer Sutherland is on something in this because he is doing some weird stuff.
He's the worst part of the movie. He's the part I don't like. Because his
acting with Jennifer Connelly, though, is not a complete loss for sure.
Right.
but no, Chris, this is when Rufus Sewell, a lot of people might not know Rufus Sewell. He was the bad guy in The Knight's Tale. He's the boyfriend in Bridget Jones' Diary. He's a very good bad guy, but he plays kind of, I guess, the typical noir hero who kind of is the amnesiac, or he doesn't realize he's got a second identity or something. It's been a long time since I've watched this, but This is very good, but it's very dense and visually interesting. You got to pay attention to it, and that's the average American moviegoer is probably not willing to do that.
Yeah, it's this is the definition of an underrated science fiction movie. I think this is most, in my opinion, the most underrated science fiction movie, and it's a shame because it's great.
I forgot that bombed so bad because it has a good kind of cultish reputation. I think.
It has, yes, it has. The thing is, like, the ending, the CG is kind of wonky, and the ending kind of like there's an ending battle sequence that gets a little over the top, a little goofy, but it's like for the time and for everything else that's going on, you forgive it just because of, I mean, the tone, the setting, the visuals, the story, like just the creepiest visuals, these people floating through the city. It's just like, while everyone's sleeping. It is so like strange, surreal, nightmare inducing. It's great. It's a great movie. Kiefer Sutherland sucks in this movie, but other than that,
yeah, he's doing some weird Peter Lorre sort of thing. I know it's very strange.
Some
very mannered.
Oh, so horrible.
Gareth is saying you will love City of Lost Children. It's the Jean-Pierre Jeunet. It's got Ron Perlman, and it's very strange, but it's very interesting.
Ron Perlman's hard to look at.
The director's cut of Dark City was the version I saw about 10 years ago. A coworker recommended me. Well, I think Roger Ebert loved this movie so much that he did a commentary track, one of his rare commentary tracks. I think he did for it. Chris, I think, is seconding City of Lost Children.
I'll have to check that out.
Mysterious 2. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
Okay, well, that brings me to my number one. Finally, dun, dun, dun. This has been mentioned already. Quatermass in the Pit, otherwise known as 5 Million Years to Earth. Have you seen this, Jake?
I don't think I have.
Tell me about it. Film. This is a Hammer film. This is for my money, this is the best thing Hammer Studios ever made. It's based off of, have you heard of Nigel Neal?
No.
Have you heard of Nigel Neal? He did a lot of TV in Britain. They made these movies, Quatermass. They did TV series first in Britain. The Quatermass Experiment is the first one about an astronaut that goes into space. It comes back infected with something, turns into a giant monster. Then Quatermass 2, and then Quatermass in the Pit, and then Hammer made all three of them into films. And Brian Donlevy played Quatermass, not a good choice. This one they got an actual British guy, a Scottish guy, Andrew Keir, to play Quatermass. James Donald is if you ever saw The Great Escape, he's one of the main guys in that. Barbara Shelley, famous for a lot of Hammer films. Julian Glover. Anyway, this has more ideas packed in its 90 minutes than in any other dozen science fiction films. It is jam-packed with great ideas. And the special effects, realizing the aliens part, some can be a little laughable. They're not used very much, but there's maybe one scene that might cause titters. But the overall tone of the movie is so creepy and sinister. It's very, very good. So basically, I don't want to spoil this one either, but essentially they're digging a new underground train line in London in this area called Hobbs Lane, I think it is, or Hobbs End or something, where people have long seen kind of demonic, ghostly manifestations. They find this, they're digging down there and they find what seems to be a craft or something. It's a space. They think first it's a bomb because it's like was written a little bit right after World War II, so they were still finding German V rockets or whatever. The military gets involved. Quatermass is this rocket scientist, and he's called in, and all sorts of shit starts to go on. And there's whole ideas of how Earth was populated, where we got our vision of Satan from an alien influence. It's great, and what happens, it kind of builds to a kind of apocalyptic sort of ending. It's very, very good. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's got tons of ideas. It's got, I think, quite a few creepy parts in it. It's from 1967, so it's my age. It's 58 years old, but it's a terrific movie. The TV series original version is good too. So let's see what else we got a few comments to check out. Joe says City of Lost Children is one I have yet to watch. Chris's brother recommended it to me when he was still in the channel. Sephiroth loves Quatermass in the Pit. I knew you had some good taste.
It was in there somewhere.
Another one I've not heard of. Chris, you should check this out sometime. It's old, it's older, but it's very British, I guess. But it's Hammer knows how to goose it up in the right way to make it scary and creepy when they need to. Good film and a good series of films. Yeah, they're all good. Okay. Quatermass and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah. There's a Quatermass 4 too, which was turned into a movie, but you should see the 4-hour miniseries version. Dark City is weird, surrealistic, and cool. Looper is a great time travel sci-fi movie. Yeah, I liked Looper a lot. That was good. That could fit into also Rand. Life Force actually feels like a bit like this film. Yeah, I think Life Force definitely has a kind of Quatermassy tone, plus a whole lot of nudity. So
I never thought I'd hear Quatermassy tone. That wasn't on my bingo card, but I'm adding that to my daily vernacular.
For those of us who know, I think, but yeah.
Put a coat on. It's a little Quatermassy out there today.
Quatermass of the Pit is my Amazon saved movie as well. Okay. Quatermass. Okay, Tim. All right, we got it. Okay. I just watched it again, Jeff. I have had my Blu-ray for about 10 years. Saw 5 Million Years to Earth in the theater at 13 just before 2001 and Planet of the Apes. Yeah, nice. This was titled in the U.S. 5 Million Years to Earth because Quatermass had no meaning so much in this. I mean, I think the original Quatermass movie from Hammer was called The Creeping Unknown or something like that in the States. So the U.S. would always retitle things because the Americans wouldn't get it, So not heard of Quatermass, Chris? Yeah. All right, Tim's still going on. I'm going to pass some of those. Sorry. Okay, Madness. You've not heard of Quatermass. Yeah, Nigel Neal also did. He did so many good things. He did the Stone Tape. He did some bad things too. He has a terrible TV series from the 80s that I can't think of right now. It's kind of a supposed comedy, but all his creepy. He did the woman and the adaptation of Susan Hill's The Women in Black. He did The Creature, which was turned into the Hammer's The Abominable Snowman of the Himalayas. Again, much more thoughtful than it sounds. I saw this when I was about 7. Yeah. Let's see. I have the album by the prog band Quatermass. I didn't know there was a prog band called Quatermass.
Nice.
I got a buck and a Quatermass. Okay, you guys are having too much fun with this. Great writer for radio and TV. Yes. And he also wrote some stories. And some film scripts as well. Yeah. So this one, definitely one that Under the Skin, would you say that's underrated? I'd say that's underrated.
I've never seen it.
It was rated. I annoyed Jeff. My bingo card is filling up. Yeah. No, it's easy to make jokes from the name, but he's a cool character. And Andrew Keir, if anyone saw Rob Roy, Andrew Keir was in Rob Roy. He's the kind of patron of Liam Neeson's character. Yeah, right. Life Force was a book called The Space Vampires by Colin Wilson. Yeah, and I believe Andrea read and reviewed the Space Vampires, didn't you? I thought you had at some point. Bridge on the River Kwai, James Donald. Yes, he's the scientist investigating in this. So there's a great British cast. Nigel Neal's Beast. I like Beasts. I was thinking of, why can't I think of it? Help me out, Sephiros. Kinvig is really pretty, a very much acquired taste. But anyhow, that's my number one. And wow, we went 2.5 hours, Jake. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on quite this long.
Whoa! I thought we were doing our top 20. What's going on? We're halfway.
we would be here for a while, but this was a hell of a lot of fun. We have to do another thing like this again.
I know, This is a blast. Anytime. You got my number.
I do. Well, any last comments, guys and gals, before we leave? I think we have at least one gal in here. Let's see. You talked about the Eastern European sci-fi movies like Ikari XB1. No, I haven't seen that. I'm aware of a couple of those. My spelling is getting tired. Jake, Hercules and the Moonmen. Thank you, Gareth. Oh, Brian made it in time for us to finish, Brian.
No. We'll start over. We'll start over. We got you, Brian. Don't worry.
I just need a bathroom break and we can start over. Say, Brian, are you ever going to give us your best reads of list of 2025? We're almost end of January, buddy. We need it. What's going on? We've been waiting for it. Got to see you using your vacation well. Yeah, I'm going to go book shopping after this and hopefully have a little haul afterwards.
I'm going to go watch the movies after this.
I got a big list to watch
here.
Again. I've kept you up too long. Thanks for chiming in, for keeping up the British end there. Keeping the British end up, as Roger Moore would say. Thank you, Sephiros. Yeah, we just started, Brian. Yeah, we started with number 1. We're going down to 10. Yeah, we talked about Moon. Thank you. Yeah, we had Moon. So anyone who came late or missed, please come on back and watch. We covered a lot of cool stuff. Desert Island Flick Show, we'd love to be on. Yeah, I'm sure
absolutely.
Jake would love to be on too, for sure. I can talk about movies till the cats come home. Looks like I guess I could talk about anything till the cats comes home, but that's one of my flaws. I'm a jibber jabberer. Let's see. Yeah, I think Jake and I both have some movies we got to see too.
Yeah. That's literally what I'm gonna finish up here and then go watch some movies. So I got a fun evening.
Yeah, man. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time out to do this, Jake. Thanks so much. Thanks everyone for watching. And I'm sure all of you know Jake already. So if you haven't, go subscribe to his channel. It's great. He's one of the funniest guys, probably the funniest. I think Gareth gave you the funniest booktuber award on his. Did you see his list of?
No, but I heard he said funniest awards? Looking. I think it was somebody said funniest looking.
I don't think he said that. He said the funniest. So
no, if you are subscribed to me, go ahead and unsubscribe. I don't need it. I don't want it. I just let me do my thing in peace. That's what I say.
Well, I always think about
thanks for having me, Jeff. This was a blast.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you doing it. It was a lot of fun. We'll have to do this again sometime. And you have anything you want to plug? I know you're working on a review now. Do you have what's the next Ebes? You want to plug that?
No, I don't care about the Ebes. They can plug their own Ebes. Next Ebes, we are doing Kyrick, Warlock Warrior, with a naked green-haired gal on the cover. This is going to be on Secret Fire Books channel at the end of February, probably.
That's a very Secret Fires ebook, so that should be great.
A very Secret Fires ebook. I'm working on reviews. I got Fantasy February. You guys all picked what I'm going to be reading in February, which I appreciate because you guys picked some good books. It looks like so. Nobody's
man, I'm excited. I hope did the Alan Garner one, the Weird Stone of Brissingamen, did that win?
Yep, that won. I know. So there's a couple I'm excited about, which normally I thought you guys would like try and torture me. So maybe they're feeling sorry.
Who knows about Rom? Rolling Shorties, yeah.
Do some Rolling Shorties. But the thing I'm working on now is I am doing a audio book.
The Paxi Awards, that was it.
Oh, that's right. I'm doing an audiobook version of my story in Weird Frequencies, and so that should be coming out Friday. And so I know a lot of people are wanting audiobooks of Weird Frequencies. It is such a huge undertaking, and to get it done right will end up costing a lot. Like making audiobooks.
Well, your story's not super short, so that must be fairly time consuming. I love your
big story. Job. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's a lot of work. Editing is a lot of work, and so I'm gonna. That's coming out Friday.
The audio. A lot of work version. In all of your videos. So
yeah, this one's a lot more.
My editing just saves me. I just basically try to cut out as many ums and ahs and what was the name of that again? Parts for mine, but yeah. I couldn't take the time that you do to do all your cool skits and. Stuff. So you do a great job. Your channel is a lot of fun.
Well, thanks.
So looking forward to the audiobook. And Chris is doing his as well. That'd be cool if all the booktubers narrated their own.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan. That they and we'll have it on our own channels. And so
very cool.
For those who are into audiobooks, it won't be on Audible or anything like that. But we'll make a playlist for them, and you can just listen to them on YouTube. Eventually.
Great. Well, I got something that I don't want to say yet to spoil it, but I'm pretty excited about it, and it involves C.L. Moore and Robert E. Howard, so I'm looking forward to that. That's the biggest hint that I'll give about that. But that's going to be great, and that's coming up soon. And then also at the end of February, Chris, Liminal Spaces Chris, and Andrea, Infinite Text, and Nick, Book Graveyard, we're going to be talking about Worst Things Waiting, Manly Wade Wellman.
Oh, very
stories
cool.
Out of that sucker.
Nice.
So I've assigned them 5 stories to read, and hopefully that'll come together. I'm still debating whether we'll do that a recording or a live. I don't know. I'm half a mind of one way and the other, so I'm not sure. But anyway, Tim does love to read. More Howard. Now I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Moore and Howard. It's going to be fun. All right. Well, thank you everyone for hanging in there. It was a long stream. Thanks a bunch, Jake. This was a blast. And thanks everyone. Check out our channels when you have a time, and say hi to, or goodbye to Roger. Spoiler Roger. We'll keep him around. We might have to use him in the future.
All right. I'll mail him over whenever you need him. I'll send him to Japan.
All right. Thanks everyone. Take care. Thanks
guys.
for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.
I love it.
I thought I'd hit it, but I guess I had